All right, welcome
David and I are going to
to
take up a little bit of time.
session 57. So previously you had made it to Cepazos, and you'd spent the night there, and woken up the next day, refreshed and ready to go, or at least most of you did. One of you is currently exhausted. Anyway, so you've did some business in town. You've talked to Vulcan. You are helping him out at the moment. Gizzard and Conglomerate went off to one of the temples in the town, and learned that a person from quote unquote their religion has been incarcerated. So I'll go ahead and take you to the map. Someday. All right, so Conglomerate, I guess I'll go ahead and visit you first since the others are busy fixing straps at the moment. So you've just left the Shrine of Karametra. So what are you going to do next? You notice that Gizzard and Darcy are still with you, but they're pretty quiet, and Gizzard seems to have, at least temporarily, lost interest in whatever it is you were going to do.
Yeah. Um, Without him being fully there, I probably honestly I'll just head back to the inn that we were staying at because I know that we had plans to leave today to go do some other stuff.
Okay, so you were originally staying at the Barrios' estate.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
However, there is the Serpent's Tooth Tavern and Inn. So, are you going to Barrios' estate, or are you going to the Serpent's Tooth?
Did we set up a meeting spot in the morning? I don't remember.
I don't think you guys
Um,
specifically called out a meeting spot.
okay. Um, Then I guess I'll drop in on the Serpent's Tooth and just have a couple of drinks and listen to some gossip because we haven't been in town in a little bit. I want to see what people are talking about.
Okay, go ahead and make your way there then.
Oh God, do I even remember? I think it's this one. Is
You
that
should
it?
be your token should be the one near the circular building with the red roof. Is that where you're at? Where the game
Oh, there it is.
master
There it
token
is.
is? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do I remember where the Serpent's Tooth is? Let's find
That's a
out.
good question. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember.
it is a good question, isn't
So
it?
as you come along kind of the road here, you can see that you're actually
Oh,
on
that's
top of a
right.
building, and you can see the farmer's market below you.
Oops, wrong turn.
As you
Joel, can you reselect the token?
This one? Yeah.
The one you're moving.
Yeah, what's up with it?
Well, you're moving the other token as well, so if you unselect it and reselect, you should grab just that one.
Oh, okay.
so to select it, you just click on it, and it should show a box around it.
Yeah, it's not letting me deselect. Oh, God.
You should be able to just drag a box in an empty space, and that should unselect it.
Okay, I think I got it. There we go. Now I will not teleport you guys around.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it wasn't teleported. You were smashing us right through walls and everything.
Oh,
Very
good.
violent.
So you pass through the farmer's market. You can see that people are busy buying and selling.
Mm-hmm. Bye, guys.
You said you were listening for rumors and stuff, right? Or you're just gonna wait until you're at the tavern.
Oh, I mean, why not listen all the time, right?
Okay, so while you're at, I'm gonna move you back to the market.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and give me a perception check.
Understood.
Unless there's something specific you're doing, like going up to people or what have you.
No, God, no, I can't talk to people.
Why did you lick my elbow?
Exactly. Okay. Perception. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, with a
Terrible.
with a 19, you hear people. You hear this. People kind of gossiping about some sort of troop armament that's happening on the Archon's orders. Um, but everybody seems to be confused as to why it's happening. The running theory seems to be, um, you know, he's basically doing this because of the disappearances that happened a while back. And if you remember, it reminds you of the disappearances that were happening due to those undead creatures.
Oh,
Although they don't know
yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
as I talk about that event, that seems to be the running theory, the best theory they have as far as why the Archon's doing that now.
Gotcha. Okay. Very
Okay, you can
cool.
continue. And you see the Serpent's Tooth.
Yeah. Over here.
You make your way through the crowds, and I will go ahead and shrink you in there. Alright, so you can see that there's currently a, or can you still see the map and everything okay?
Yeah, I just zoomed in.
Okay. Anyway, you can see that there's actually kind of a line of people, or group of people waiting to get a table. So what do you do?
I guess we'll hop in line. What even better spot to just keep listening to gossip.
Okay. So you're gonna just kind of sit by the fountain and see if you hear anything else juicy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, that's a nice elbow.
Thank you.
Fair enough. All right. So I'm gonna say
pepper.
for now that Darcy's is traveling with you at the moment, since that's where she was last, and then she can change her mind later.
Yeah,
Cool.
she just got logged in here.
Say that again, Tyler.
She just got logged in. She just popped up.
Oh yeah,
So
I
she
see
should
it
be
now.
on the
All right.
call
So
Yep.
Darcy, can you hear me?
soon.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything, so I'll give her a few minutes. Back at Vulcan's place, you, Judge, and Cyclonin are repairing straps as Vulcan had instructed. So how are you doing that?
Well, we asked to go to a back room so that we could work and not bother him and his main workers for the forging. So I'm guessing we're in our own little
Yeah, he
kinda
put you
large
kind of
closet.
a back room where a lot of the straps are, and you specifically asked to be left alone, so the apprentices are elsewhere.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure Judge and Cyclonin are going to be actually casting mending to fix all the straps.
Okay, so yeah, there's nothing to do then, because you were shown what it's supposed to look like, and so you're just casting the mending spell. There's really nothing there. It just works. So yeah, you
Yeah.
spend time basically fixing all the straps. Is there anything you guys are talking about while you're working?
Yes. I'm imagining Judge and Cyclonin are, sitting on a couple of stools next to each other with this bench and a pile of straps, and we're just got our back to the door and we're casting mending and flipping, straps back and forth. And well, I must admit, it did upset me that you were looking for the patrons, but I've come to understand why. I mean, you have communicated, you have explained, your concern over the peoples of Quimere. Perhaps, perhaps continued communication like this could be beneficial, I mean, we are a team as well. I mean, I understand your concern for the peoples of Quimere, but we, your pantheon, are basically like a family, and we also are concerned. It might make things nicer to be able to talk about things and not always have to bottle up your emotions.
Well, it's difficult to change centuries of habit, but I suppose I have in fact been too dismissive of everyone as of late.
Yeah, we have all been concerned about your well-being.
Are those apprentices shouting at each other?
I am not sure, but I would like to. I'd like to think they're getting the job done, but yeah, what are they doing? But yes, I mean,
That's not the way you do it. He told us to do it this way, you idiot. Smack.
oh yes, I am understanding that change is hard, and habits die hard. I mean, for so long, the last thing I felt was the hatred of my Patreon, the betrayal of my patron, sacrificing me upon the altar before I lost all free will. I have the back now. When I got back, I was very angry, and that is all I felt. But you have helped me look at them in a different way. Perhaps they are not good or wise, but perhaps they are not as bad as I thought as well. So, in a way, you have been helping me look at things in a different way, to judge based on more than just one perspective. Perhaps maybe I can help you do this too. If you need someone to be leaning on.
I will consider it. But yes, they have definitely made various missteps in their time. I know you consider me to be the fortunate one of the two, but did not feel that way being forced to take custody of their respective domains and watch over it. I was created to be a follower, and it seems that mentality has never left me. I always regarded myself as something of a servant. But at some point, one expects the patrons to reclaim their land and take over it. I was not expecting their people to become my people. But that is what happened, and cannot let them suffer alone.
I suppose in a way, their people was always your peoples as well. Part of the whole, part of a larger family. And so it would seem that even though you did get to keep your free will, you are still not allowed the choices that free will affords.
There's a great deal of responsibility involved. The choices were to fail or not to fail.
Very true. But we, Miss Darcy, King Gizzard, Conglomerate, and even Tavros, we too are your peoples, and you are ours. We are a family here too. So perhaps you can lean on the family here to maybe eventually achieve your goal of protecting your extended family back in Quimere? It is always easier with help. One must not always have to go alone.
I suppose that is true. And I will resolve to be less dismissive.
Yeah. Well, perhaps you can, well, let me say this. We do all have our own personal strengths and weaknesses, and our own personal skill sets, and our different skill sets put together is what makes us strong. And I can understand sometimes what you are feeling, but perhaps you might be a little nicer to Tavros. I understand he is not wise, but he has his own benefits and his own skill set, which he is very, very good at. You might not necessarily be so dismissive of him. Just as a thought. It might hurt his feelings, though he is a big and tough person who wouldn't show it.
Well, as I said, I will resolve to do better.
Thank you.
Oh,
That is all
although-
we can ask. And
Although regarding your...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that resolving to do better is all one can ask, but we are here to help if it is not always easy. You can talk to us. Instead of always going out on your own and leaving us to wonder and not know why. I mean, if you must go out on your own, perhaps at least a word, so we don't have to worry, because we do. We do worry about you and your safety. Perhaps a little more than you worry yourself sometimes, I wonder.
Perhaps, although sometimes when I have said what my plans are, I receive a great deal of resistance.
Well, just like I said, family, we want to protect each other, and if somebody might disagree with your plan, it does not necessarily mean it's a bad plan. It is they are worried about that particular course of action, and perhaps there are other ways to think about it, but in the end, that is the course of action. It is. I understand that one cannot maintain control over everybody and dictate all actions. I am quickly learning this about personhood.
Yes, it is one thing to work as a team, but you know, we cannot be shackled to each other as we were once shackled to our patrons.
True.
And sometimes solitude does have a therapeutic value of its own.
I can understand that, yes. But sometimes a little comfort and company also can be therapeutic. Perhaps a balance between the two would be of more benefit for you.
Well, I should warn you though that old habits die hard. So I would
I
not
understand.
expect a complete and sudden change.
I understand. It would take you a while, it would take anybody a while, but to make a step in the right direction is all one can hope for. And it is appreciated. I was so angry. Just instantly angry when you had said you'd wanted to scry on the patrons. But when you opened up to me, when you told me why and discussed it and communicated with me, I understood, and I was not so much angry, but understanding, and now more willing to do my best to help you in this endeavor. So, communication is very important, I think.
Well, they may have made their. Oh, I guess one last thing, but they have made their missteps, but so far at this point, they represent the greatest hope for my people. They have managed to accomplish things that even I could not as a god. They seem to have an uncanny ability to. their grasp somehow manages to exceed their reach. And,
Yes. They somehow have the ability to pull off that which should not be. And I suppose that is the point in their favor that they have not done this to the great detriment of most peoples.
They have in fact done good things for others, so perhaps they can restore their domains and bring peace to those people for once. It is one of my biggest regrets that I could not save them from the prison that they are in. I mean, so many of the people in that tower, if they were to leave, if they could survive crossing the wasteland with all the undead, all they could do when they reach civilization and find themselves hunted by the powers that be. It is a tragic reality when the safest place for you is inside a transparent prison.
I suppose.
I hate myself for not having done more.
I think that is not accurate. I think you have done more than what could have been expected of you. As you have said yourself, was it not the patrons? Was it not Psychonin and Rage? Their peoples, they started it. We were merely among the flock. Perhaps you could not save them because it was their responsibilities to do so. Delayed though they may be, if they can start this now, your job was to keep them alive, which you have done an admirable job until the patrons could come and fulfill their responsibilities. Perhaps it rests not so much on your shoulders, you think?
I don't know. I feel it rests very much on my shoulders, but at this point, all I can do is try to look over their shoulders and see whether or not they are doing right by my people.
Well, when this is over, and we win the day, and we will win the day, an elder god should find it easy to look over their shoulders and make sure they are doing the right thing. You think?
It is not always so easy. You know, while the common folk may consider an elder god, or even a regular god, to be capable of anything, there are very much many other elder gods who have their own opposing views of things.
That is true. And it is not like our patrons, our parents, to really put much stock into the power of a god, yeah?
That is true. Well, I suppose we should finish up these straps and decide what to do with the rest of the day. As tired as I am, I have no choice but to continue.
Yes, well, have you thought about where to get your plants? I mean, we do have the location, and I was thinking if we could have a safe place, like maybe at the Temple of Deal, how difficult would it be for you to be getting to your mistletoe fields? I mean, perhaps I could help get you there, whilst the rest of the party remains safe and creates a safe camp. Perhaps even get you back so you're not so exhausted. You could use a very good rest.
Well, I have a way to stave off the exhaustion when it comes to traveling in that area. But we can discuss that later.
All right.
All right. So
I'm guessing by this time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say. Meanwhile, Conglomerate, you've been listening to rumors, and Darcy, or I don't know if you're here, but I had you follow along
I am.
with Conglomerate. So Conglomerate originally tried to go into the Serpent's Tooth, but then he the line, it was a long line, so he decided to come back outside and wait and kind of listen for rumors and that kind of thing. And so I had assumed that you had gone with him. So Conglomerate, go ahead and give me your perception check. We'll see how your rumor gathering goes.
Sweet.
If Darcy's helping, you can have advantage, but I don't know if you're actually doing that, Darcy.
What am I trying to help him do?
Or just
he was
listen.
specifically trying to gather, listen out for rumors or anything interesting.
Sure, should have listened to the local gossip for a moment. Why not?
All
So
right,
you got
I'll roll
advantage.
with it. Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, that helped.
You're 22, which would have been a 22. Yeah, it was the first die. But anyway, with your 22, you hear something peculiar. Apparently, in the last few days, fishing vessels have been going missing outside of Katniss. The weird thing about as you're listening, it seems like the weird thing is that a couple of those boats were found, because, they're small boats since they stay relatively close to the shore. But anyway, a few of those boats were found, and the boats themselves were smashed up and broken. And one person says that apparently there's a rumor flying around that one of the surviving fishermen saw giant tentacles. But most people don't believe that's true.
Darcy, didn't we have some weird thing about a guy in the water? And didn't we release a mass? We have not released. Wasn't there something with a?
Oh yes, no, we did. We released a monster into the world.
Should we fix
This
that?
is our fault. This is our fault.
We
Yes.
should fix that, right?
I would think so. It's on the to-do list.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's probably fair. Wasn't there like a bunch of Triton doing stuff too? Oh god, why is so much stuff happening with water? I don't like water.
Well, I don't mind it as much now that I have the ability to traverse it without need of air.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Okay.
So after 20 minutes of waiting, you finally get let in, and apparently the only area that's free is the set of tables, the round table up here. So what do you do?
Oh, I can't see the inside. I'm just small and
You
on the
gotta click
main.
on your token to see it.
Which I'm clicking on the group token, but
Yeah,
it's
is it selected?
yeah. I'll deselect it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Only this, like the bar section.
Yeah. But
All right.
that's where you guys have eaten before, so it's kind of semi-secluded, and there's enough room for all of you.
Yeah, we can kind of chat in there. It's fine. Perfect. Let's get some drinks. I'm sure we're going to be traveling later today. Give me a while till we get good food again.
All right, so you order some drinks and a meal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Where's my inventory? I'm just gonna throw down like 2 Mithna and just set up a tab and get some drinks and food going. Because I'm sure the others will join me, because they will know to come here without ever telling them.
Fair enough. All right, so you put down your Mithna, and they start bringing out your food and your snacks and your drinks. So, is there anything you two talk about while you're sitting there?
Darcy wants to do a charity run, but that doesn't necessarily.
Again? Do you want to plan out a route?
Of course.
All
The
right.
The poor district. Those who have the means do not need the uplifting. Besides, we are only throwing coppers and silvers.
Okay, understood. Understood. Let me see. I don't know if I really have any, so I might work security. Are we gonna put a flare on this thing, or what's it gonna be like?
Oh, like we did in the other city. The semi-performance and semi just route, and whoever happens to come through benefits.
Sounds good.
All right, so you
I
guys
can't
plan
wait.
that out for probably about 20 minutes, because that's how long everybody else, the rest of the group, was talking, and that's about how long it took you guys a while to get in here anyway. So really, only talking about 10 minutes.
Sure.
All right, so Judge and Cyclonin, you finish up with all the straps. So what do you guys do next?
Well, is there anything else you were thinking?
I was thinking I could use a drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first round. Have you gotten your keg back since everything in the Sketty Cave?
I'm going to say that is something that Judge would not have had to ask because the keg I am wearing should be quite obvious.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember if you had gotten it back. But,
Well, I didn't
yes,
get it back. I got another one from the Shrine of Deal, or Temple of Deal.
In that case, Judge will go ahead and say, well, perhaps if you need a refresher for that thing, my treat today.
I will take you up on that.
Okay, let me have one last word with Vulcan, and I think we shall go for a lunch. And go ahead and gather up the straps and go out to the main workroom where Vulcan is, and just kind of pause for a opportune moment to interrupt him.
Yeah, once he notices you, he sees all the straps, and then you see his eyes kind of just get really wide, and he just gestures you over. Let me see those.
Hand him.
Once you hand them over, he just starts going through them, and he's like, this is amazing work. I can't even tell where they were repaired. They look like they're brand new.
We all share some power. I put my hand on his shoulder with a little knowing wink.
I see. Well, you have saved me hours of work. This will help a lot.
I am very glad that I could be helping you, my friend.
I'm pleased to know it will make a difference in your efforts.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I would wish to do more, but next time you need something done, I will give you half off.
Not a problem. I do appreciate that. I was wondering, perhaps, if you could keep an ear to the ground, and if there's some way you might find out why the Archon is needing so many weapons of war so quickly. That information might be much more helpful. Just if you happen to hear. You understand?
I can see that. I will try to find out.
Thank you very much, my good friend. And I am very glad we had our meeting today.
Of course.
I hope you're feeling well.
Please return next time you are in town.
Of course.
Perhaps I will even be able to give you a report. It is a momentous night. Tonight I get to try out the golden sickle. Must be used under the light of the full moon, and that is tonight. I am eager to...
It is, isn't it? Well, good luck with your project.
With such a finely crafted item, I do not think luck will be needed at all.
He nods. Well, I should return to the work, but please, hopefully next time I'm not so busy.
Yes. Hopefully next time. We'll see you later, my good friend. And don't forget, if you need a break, it's a very excellent and rare tea.
I will keep that in mind. Alright, so what do you do?
Probably head
That is
down.
a drink waiting.
Yes.
Okay. Let me do the magic thingy. As you enter, you can kind of see Conglomerate and Darcy already sitting and drinking.
Well, someone has the right idea.
Mm-hmm. Come on in, guys.
Anyway, so Conglomerate and Darcy, you can see Judge and Cyclone joining you. So is there anything that you guys talk about?
Darcy's gonna bring up a Judge specifically because he would be probably more prime partner in this endeavor. Remember the fortunate happenstance at the harbor? Found a chest.
Yes.
I would like to rid it of its copper and silver amongst the poor again.
Have you found?
You found a
another
treasure chest?
Mm-hmm.
This was quite a long time ago, but
It has
we
been a
found
while.
Yeah, we found a treasure chest, and quite a bit of the contents were distributed among the poor. I believe you were out on a walkabout when most of this happened.
Ah, so there is indeed a need to communicate, huh, Judge?
Yes, well, hopefully this would be easier with moving forward. But Miss Darcy, it sounds like you have found another chest with more coin to be distributed.
No. From my understanding, we didn't get rid of the silver and copper in that one. We just already allocated the more expensive goodies for like adventure funding, because you used the gems for spells, and then we like bought stuff we needed, and I think you used the gold for
I believe what
other
happened
stuff.
is I believe what happened is we divided the gold. I took the gems that were of arcane quality. You took the rest that weren't of arcane quality, and all of the small change was already distributed amongst the poor. So
I don't think we got to
them.
do that.
I think I remember you guys going
did.
and Cat needs to do that.
Yeah.
It's been a
Did
while.
we finish
I didn't
that?
check the videos to be sure, but I thought I remember you guys actually doing that.
Yeah, we
Because I know we did it
actually
once.
did that, and
We did
that
it
that
once,
was
but
with
we
that
didn't have
chest.
the chest. We didn't have that chest yet, though. We did that
Yeah,
because we
we-
were just allocating so much copper and silver between everybody. That wasn't a chest find giveaway. That was the initial, we're too rich to be carrying around chump change. Let's be charitable.
Agreed.
Okay, I
That's how
thought
I
that's
recall it.
We hadn't
okay.
done the
That
chest yet. That was just us being too rich to function.
in that case, yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, if we still have that chest, absolutely.
Should. You had it because you were carrying it. I think you had the little saddlebags to hold on to it better.
Okay, I hadn't got the saddlebags yet, but let me check.
Well,
Okay.
Darcy's definitely wasn't carrying it.
Is there anything else that Conglomerate brings up?
Yeah, I'll let them know about some of the rumors that I was hearing.
I think
Um,
didn't Darcy hear them too? Because we were both kind of just snooping together.
Yeah.
yeah, you would have heard them, so you can tell them if you'd like.
Yeah. Oh, we both were listening to the rumors, and remember the creature, the giant squid from the temple?
That kraken of the sea.
Yes, it has been running amok at the harbor.
Ah, so
Might need to do something about that.
yeah, I suppose that is on our heads. We do have other obligations, at least for tonight, but it is definitely something to come back to quickly. How many people's?
Your
How many
impression
people's
that
have
it's
been-
been sporadic events so far. It hasn't attacked any big group of people. So it seems to be a fairly low number at the moment, from what you guys have heard.
Well, let's hopefully keep it low, but it is something we cannot start on this day. Oh, yes, that reminds me. And I wave over the barkeep, and I just kind of reach my hand out towards Cyclonin. It's like, your cake, sir.
Well, the keg is full. I have not
Oh, I
actually
thought it
opened
was
this
empty.
one yet.
Oh, I thought it was
No.
half empty. That's what I offered to fill your cake for you. Apparently, I do not need this.
You only need to fill my stein.
Okay. And
I have
kinda-
2 myth and a tab going, so just start it up. Don't worry about it.
all right.
Yeah, this memorial stein could use some drink.
Perfect.
Alright, so you spend probably a good 30 minutes or so eating and drinking and filling up steins and so forth. Go ahead and roll me a D6 conglomerate.
A D6. Okay. What is this for?
So you wind up spending 5 Mithna on your drinks and food throughout
That's
the
fine.
hour,
I'll put
including
that.
Davros and Gizmo.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so just 3 more. That's not so bad. Okay, it's been marked.
Alright, so it's about 10 o'clock in the morning now. Sun's getting higher up in the sky. So what are you guys going to do next?
Well, does anyone else have any plans?
The charity run.
Yes. I'm not actually finding an amount, so I don't know how much you want to say was in that box, Jeremy, of the smaller coin.
Yeah.
Maybe I have it. Maybe I have it. Hold on. Do. Okay, right. Inventory. Well, I have some stuff. It's random as hell, but yeah. Okay, it says I have on my sheet I have 278 half Mithna.
Oh my god.
So maybe that's it. And
Why are you
500 of jewelry.
I'll see if I can find it. That would have, because let's see, that was when we were in Catanese. Was that around the same time that I did the plant growth?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
You
I
were
think you were busy doing that when somebody was swimming under the water, getting treasure chests.
Hey,
All right,
scuba diving is a good way to make coin, as proven.
And hiding it from
Yeah,
the
and
rest of
then-
the group.
They didn't
and
need
then
to
I-
know. It was a need to know basis.
Yeah.
and
We all have
Darcy
our own
has a
side
much
checks.
and Darcy has a much more expensive lifestyle requirement.
That's right. The rest of y'all are like rugged adventurers. You eat road rations and go weeks without bathing. Some of us have
Whereas-
standards.
Judge is probably the cleanest one because he's constantly prestidigitating himself clean in the morning. But yeah,
Yep.
the only thing I took out of that treasure, I believe, was the
A lot of you did it for like magical resources
Yeah,
and spells
I
and
think-
stuff.
I didn't get coin. I just took some of the gems that were magically quality.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got coin. I think that's where it went.
Okay.
I'm
Fair
not
enough.
even gonna mention the normal Mithna and gold Mithna.
So while we're waiting for an actual amount, what is the plan? 'Cause, I mean, I remember it was at least a couple hundred worth. So we can start with that. So what are you guys gonna do?
Well, we did do
Darcy
this in
wanted to
Cantonese.
Darcy wanted to do what we did in Cantonese, where we make a little procession where she basically plays music, and I have a little my little troop / bodyguards to make sure the kind of more shady people don't try to attack us on the streets, while we just kind of like gather people around with a performance, and then hand and just kind of like toss coins to those who gather so they can have extra food on the table or what have you.
Fair enough. Or is everybody going to be involved, or are you guys going to split up and do different things? It'll probably take you an hour or so.
Darcy would prefer as many people be involved as possible for security reasons.
Yeah, I think we're all going to take a part in this particular procession. You have a Ms. Darcy. Do you have a particular song or set of songs chosen to help accentuate our good deeds and our fame?
Something joyous and festive. And everyone loves a good performance, especially when it's free.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'll have you do then is go ahead and give me a performance check, and that will translate over into how big the crowds are, and how
Inspire
how
myself.
the whole thing goes.
If there's any possibility to guidance her without being noticed.
You
I'm
can
gonna
give
inspire
me
myself.
a stealth. Actually, you guys could always do it in the corner before you start. So we'll say you can do that.
Okay. Well, you can.
And is there
inspire
anybody
that
helping
before-
Darcy with her performance? And if so, how?
Where's a D10 at? Hold on, I'm inspiring myself.
Brother Cyclonen, are you not becoming more proficient with the performances?
Well.
This is
Did you use
probably not
guidance?
a good day.
What does guidance give me?
An
Give me
extra D4.
Okay.
And with with Cyclonin not quite feeling up to it, Judge will go ahead and do his best to help with your performance.
Okay, plus
So what are you
3.
what are you going to be doing to do that?
He'll be kind of walking around out front. He does have proficiency in performance, so he'll probably be kind of like
Gather round, kind of like gather round,
Yeah.
gather round.
Yeah, he's not necessarily the most articulate in common, but he can definitely be gather round, everybody, and kind of like the what's the person?
Crier.
The Barker.
Yeah, Crier, Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So would I
You
would I have advantage
proficiency,
or
so you
normal?
have advantage, yeah.
Alright. 33 plus 3.
So you get a
Or
30.
great.
You get a 36. So basically, as you're going through, it becomes pretty much the whole town comes out for this. In fact, so many people come out that you don't have enough money to pass around. So what do you do?
Well, it's not for
once
the
you run out
normal
of money?
people. It's not for the normal people. It's for the poor people in specific. Everyone else can screw off.
Okay.
If they
So-
if they look like they dress too nice, they don't deserve it. Get out of here. That's
Okay,
a
fair
charity.
I think we're basically just kind of throwing coins into the street and letting everybody come, but
Is that what
Yeah,
you're
I
doing,
mean,
or are you
how
specifically
long-
targeting?
Oh God, no, no.
Or are you
That would
specifically
cause
targeting-
trampling. That would cause trampling. Absolutely not. It's more of we go in the poor section of town, and then we kind of gather people around for the performance, and basically hand out like a decent amount per person. Kind of like someone's. It's like if there's like a lady with like a bunch of rugrats around her, then yeah, here you definitely need food. You need food money. You got mouth
Okay,
to
so you're
feed.
handing it out specifically to the people. You're not throwing it in the street or anything like that. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I'll be
Um,
doing
Alright,
all this
I have
work
an answer.
security.
okay, go ahead.
okay.
I have an answer, but it's not quite what you're gonna like. So there were
Alright, how much?
3 entries put in. There was 2,800 Mithna,
Mhm.
356 gold Mithna,
Mhm.
and then 1,000 Mithna of jewels and gems. But it wasn't
Okay.
broken down into bronze or silver or half Mithna or anything like that. So
All right. So what are we gonna break it down to?
Yeah. So what are you guys giving away now?
Darcy wants to give away. Honestly, because we're so well off, or at least she is, she's like, we don't need any silver or copper. We're fine.
So you're gonna give away all your Mithna and half Mithna?
Hold on. Let me look. Where?
well, I guess given the way that works, if we kind of assume a sort of proportional thing, like by
Yeah.
volume,
Yeah.
2,800 Mithna, so 280 silver Mithna would be about the same weight. And then, or no, I'm getting that backwards here. The gold ones are more valuable.
Yeah, she wants to keep the gold and the platinum, but she
Yeah.
wants to like give out like the coppers and silvers. Basically, the stuff people would use daily for like food and
Okay, so
things like that.
So you'd probably keep the Mithna because it's silver coins, but it's the equivalent of gold normally. So it sounds like you want to keep that, but you want to give away the half Mithna.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you had a fair amount of that. So how many half Mithna do you have?
Me personally, I have 278.
All right. And is anybody else adding to that, or is that what you're going to give away?
If no one else wants to,
I
this
have
is
5.
her good deed.
Go ahead, Judge.
I have only like 5. I only have like 5 half Mithna, but Judge will kind of whisper in Miss Darcy's ear. Perhaps at least a few of the gold Mithna we are running out quickly, and there's a large crowd.
Okay. Anybody else adding to the pot?
I don't have gold. I can throw like here. How much? Gauging the crowd. How much do I think we really need?
I was gonna say, Conglomerate, you didn't really get much of the treasure if you only help out by being part of the procession.
Okay, I'll just work security then.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna
Yeah.
do 283 half Mithna then, right?
Yeah. I think
Did-
Darcy just has a crap ton of half Mithna, and she's like, I'm feeling charitable. Hair flip with all her jewels sparkling in the fucking sun.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Judge and Darcy, go ahead and mark off your half Mithna. Now, so
Actually,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, did my whispering in Miss Darcy's ear make any sort of persuasion? That wasn't really addressed. She didn't even respond yet.
We were figuring out who was giving what, so that's why I waited.
Okay, but yeah, he had whispered in your ear, perhaps a few actual Mithna must be donated. We are running out of coin very quickly. We have it.
Yeah, we do have it. How many people are still like, yes, please, we need help, or yes, please, monies. Enjoy.
After how many? So you have 283 half Mithna. So how many on average are you giving to each person?
How much is the equivalent of, how much would say like 5 half Mithna be per person as far as money? How much is 5 half Mithna for daily use? I'm just trying to get
a loaf
a
of bread
estimation.
would be about 2 Mithna. So you can.
Alright, we need more than that.
God dang it.
Oh. Okay. A loaf of bread would be 2 Mithna. So 2 loaves. That's it. Yep. Let's do something like, what do y'all think? Maybe 10 half Mithna or 8 or something like that. I kind of want to give them more than 1 loaf of bread.
Okay.
I mean, that's
so,
nice, but that's not going to do much.
Well, we are
so
distributing
that is about
it.
35 people then. There's
we're-
easily 100 more.
Yeah, we got to come up with more coinage.
I have it. It's just I don't. It's not like I have a little bank. I can be like, all right, exchange this Mithna to half Mithna, please. You know.
Well, here, tell you what, I have 21 Mithna in my pocket. I will literally just be giving a single Mithna out to people because that's more than enough. And if you just throw in some more plain old Mithna, that should be enough to give everybody something.
Okay, so with Judge's thing, that brings us up to 56 people. You have you can do another.
How many people are still gathered?
So if we assume we're up to 56, then we'll say that there's probably another 70 people.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to just throw 70 Mithna, you've got it. But
Oh,
that
yeah.
was just me
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to persuade you.
Oh
if you
yeah,
weren't
I
gonna
was just
do it.
trying to figure out how much we have, how much it's worth, how much an actual half mythic is worth as far as like purchasing power. Yeah, she will give 70 Mithna by hand out just, and you get a Mithna, and you get a Mithna, and you get a Mithna.
Okay, so you get through all the people that gathered. That go ahead and mark off those Mithna, Judge and Darcy. You get through all the people that have gathered that you think are poor or in need of the money, and with your 36 roll, you've certainly caught the attention of most of town. In fact, as you finish, a crier comes up or a messenger comes up, and it says, "What is your?" Actually, let me back up. What have you guys been saying while doing this? Have you been touting your names? Or have you touting the group? What message are you trying to get across?
That's what I said. Do you have a song?
This might be
Sorry,
kind
Pat.
of relevant, but while they're doing this, I actually have an alternate plan I'm thinking about trying.
Okay, so we'll pause that and we'll see what Cyclonus' alternate plan is, and then we'll get to the messenger. Go ahead, Cyclone.
So, thinking about this whole thing with the people. Still want to do something, not really in a position to do a bunch of cash. Since that's going to be attracting a crowd, I'm curious to see if I spot any particularly disabled people. Like looking for anybody that, if they're blind or deaf or, some of their limbs just don't work, partial paralysis kind of thing. Or even if I can find somebody who's just clearly suffering from some sort of illness.
Are we doing some Jesus of Nazareth stuff right now? That's what's happening?
Remember,
give me
these
a,
people are
medicine check.
remember these people are paranoid of magic. Just be cautious.
Oh yeah, you're just casting mass.
You know what? I could cast Mass Heal. I could. But go ahead. I want to see what happens too. Go ahead. Perform a miracle.
Now, is this to actually find these people?
Yeah, it's basically determine how many of them you find, really. How many you notice, in the group. Okay, so with the 14, you find probably around 15 people that have, they've been maimed or have, severe back issues or limping or, or noticeably ill, that kind of thing, So around 15 people that look like the medicine of the era hasn't had any luck treating.
Okay, so my plan is I'm going to go ahead and cloak up and try to be discreet here. In fact, I probably should start with concentration. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without... I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace. So that... okay, I don't need the
Don't place
frickin'...
the measurement template. We get the idea. Okay.
Yeah, it was already stuck to the cursors.
Oh, fair enough. I'll just delete it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you cast the spell. What are you doing next?
Okay, so now that I'm, extra stealthy, I'm also going to go ahead and cloak up. I want to be as anonymous as possible for this.
Okay.
So the idea being is that...
go ahead and give me a stealth check with the plus 10 bonus then.
Oh, you're not sneaky.
So 23
Oh,
stealth.
you are sneaky. Never mind.
Which is actually pretty bad considering the plus 10. That's okay. It's still a good roll afterward. So what are you doing?
Okay, so with that out of the way, so my thinking here is, so mainly I'm going to be using Lesser Restoration for this, so I could cast this realistically, at least for now, up to 5 times. So what I want to do is, I want to find the people who seem to be the most impaired in life who would benefit from the Lesser Restoration.
All right, so I have a question for you then. There's a couple of people that look like when they're maimed, they're actually missing limbs. A couple of people with like an arm.
That won't help them.
Okay, so you're not targeting them. You're targeting people with the limbs. People who are deathly ill, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, if they have the limb but it doesn't work, if they're blind, if they're deaf, or if they're clearly suffering from some debilitating disease, those are the kinds of things I'm looking for.
So you're kind of stealthing through the crowd, trying not to be noticed as you're doing this. So is the goal to make it seem like Darcy and her music is somehow creating this miracle or something?
I could do that myself, though, if you want to.
I'm not trying either way. I'm not trying specifically to do that or not. What I'm going to do is basically just kind of surreptitiously cast the spell, and then telepathically I'll say that they've been blessed by the few among the many.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. All right, so that's what you're doing. And so Darcy and everybody else who's involved. Again, what is there a message that you're giving along with doing this? What's your message?
Darcy's message is very because last time she did a charity run, she very much introduced herself as kind of an alias, not really, because she was going about basically being charitable using the name Darcina, a fancier version, or Darcy. So it was more or less kind of like a publicity stunt. Be kind, be generous to your fellow man. Here, for those in need, kind of stuff. Very much a publicity stunt. This is all PR. No divine anything necessarily. More of like just just being charitable and kind of getting a reputation as a charitable person. Not necessarily anything divine.
So this is for yourself then? Are you or
It's for the group, more or less.
Okay, so how are you
It's
doing
PR
it?
for the group.
Okay, so how are you referencing the group? Are you referencing the group by name, or are you just referencing the group as in, yeah, here are the people who are doing it, that kind of thing?
Probably just like, here are the people who are doing it. She's not tying our little adventure group or our little divine circle in any way, just because only certain people know we're divine, or have divine influences, and she kind of is still iffy about letting people know because we do have competition still, and we don't know where they are.
And are you giving your name as Darcinia?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you spend an hour doing this, and so does Cyclona going through the crowd or anything. But he's stealthy, and you guys are distracted, so I don't think any of you would notice him. It's just Cyclona goes off on his own again. You don't know where he is.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, she's rich lady. She has all the jewelry and fancy crap, and she's like, "Hello, peasants." Not necessarily in that tone, but very much. This is a charity run from someone who's more better off to those who aren't as good.
Okay, so after you do this for about an hour, you've just you're just kind of run out of the money, and a messenger runs up to you, Darcy, and the messenger is trying to get your attention. What do you do?
Yes. What is it?
Yeah, he looks up at you, and he hands you a scroll, and then waits for you to take it.
I do.
And then he runs off.
Okay.
Great. What's the secret message?
You open it up, and it is an invitation to the Archon. Apparently wishes to speak to Darcinia on Friday the 6th at 11 a.m.
Let me check my my tablet schedule. Just pull out a big old clunky rock. Are we free that day, guys? We're not doing hero stuff.
I don't think so.
Well, tonight's called for.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to start off on our little adventure to the.
Yeah, so it's the 2nd right now. You guys, that's basically in 4 days.
She will let others know about this summons from the Archon. Say, oh look, we got attention. Just what I wanted.
Just blow him off. He seems kind of lame.
We have heard about him, and he has importance. This is good to get an audience directly.
Yes, we need to gauge his intentions. He is the one trying to arm up for war under secretive circumstances.
Yeah.
It would be a good idea to
that's...
gauge this one.
Well, I am a socialite, so what does he have to fear or suspicion of me? I am helping his less fortunate of citizens. We can ask questions when we get there.
Alright, so you've given out the money, your performance ends, you got the message, people start dispersing and everything. And so it's very clear that you definitely got the attention of many, including the Archon, which is the leader of Cepesus. So what do you do next?
Oh, and looking at it, I decided I'd go ahead and aim for 8 of the most needy people.
Okay. 8 people healed. Cool. And I'm assuming you guys did it somewhere else in the town. I'd have to, probably one of the places off the map that's, really poor. But
Yep.
that's fine.
Yep. Only those the most needy gets it. Everyone else can deal.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so it's now around 11 in the afternoon. You've gotten rid of all that money. You've gotten your attention. So what's next? And if you want to fast forward, that's fine as well.
Wait, where does the Archon even live? Does he give me an address? Where am I meeting this guy?
They didn't give you an address. I think they assumed you knew. However, given the Archon's position, you're pretty sure you could just ask for directions.
I am. I'm gonna write it on I'm gonna write it on the little invitation so I have little directions. Assuming I know where you live. Someone's full of himself.
If you
Well,
ask
Hey,
for
where's a
directions,
guard?
It's him.
I'm gonna get a guard. He'll know. A guard should know. It's his job to know.
Okay, so
Our friend
I'll go ahead
Barrius
and just
talks to
take
him
you
all the
there
time.
to make it easy. So he tells you to pass through the farmer's market, which I just moved you, and then
Scuttle,
go up the
scuttle.
stairs. I moved you again.
Mhm.
Pass by the temple of Karametra, which is the circular building with a red roof, and then it is the large estate just past that. So you're now in front of it. It's this estate here.
Mm.
And Conglomerate, you realize that you passed right by the Archon's house trying to find your way back and didn't even know it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh, look at that. Ask and you shall find.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make this thing visible to you guys, so you can just see it. All right. Shit.
So, who all wants to come with me doing my meet and greet with the Archon?
I believe I would like to be sizing this man up myself. So
Now, before we get all tactical and political with our little finding out who's on whose side and whatnot, he is asking me, Darcinia, to come to his home. So let's keep that in mind before we try asking questions too fervently.
yes, I would be letting you do the talking. I will be observing and gauging how I feel about his character.
I feel that since you have mentioned that there is the instigation of Rostund, he might be wanting me to finance. And that snake is still killable, and I'm sure this person has guards, so...
But still, I do not believe it would be too terribly difficult for us to leave should we desire. He will not be capturing us, but we will have to play this one by ear if there is a emergency to leave, to do it as mundane a way as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Gauge the personality of this Archon.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you should be able to see a little icon above the house. If you hover over it, you'll see Cephesus Archon, and similarly for the Karametra Shrine.
Would I have actually been present for this conversation they were having about the scroll, or would I have still been
No,
busy
you
doing
guys basically, that happened at the end of the hour, so you would have been done by that point.
Yeah, Darcy's not going to talk about this meeting until everyone's present, because she wants to know who is interested in this, because this is very much a political connection that could be very useful and is also very important. So.
And also, I'm assuming that you guys didn't necessarily walk here. I just moved you here since you got directions to make it easier for you.
I mean, we have time. Darcy would be like, hey, you guys want to just walk down that way to see, you know?
Oh, okay. Fair enough then.
Now, since this invitation is for you, does it even make sense for the rest of us to be present?
And why wouldn't a wealthy individual such as myself not have a following, a group, an entourage? They didn't say I couldn't bring anyone with me. Besides, the wealthy never really truly travel alone.
If nothing else, y'all are my peons, or y'all can be considered guards or just associates, so it's a question, it will address it. Maybe some of y'all should dress nicer, though. It'll fit the...
Yeah, we'll have to get you fancy clothes.
Yeah, we need a little wardrobe change, perhaps that should help. Do you have anything not adventure or war related? Is she like address everyone?
Well,
I'm certain that I do not.
I've
Then
got
we must
one
fix
pair
that.
of clothes. I have
Then we
human
must
clothes.
fix that. Yes. And good on you for wearing them and not being a nudist. But we must fix this. You all must wear something that's a little more formal than daily on traveling.
All right.
well, perhaps.
Do not worry, I will pay for such a thing. And yeah, she wants everyone to go shopping with her. She's like, alright, we gotta meet fancy people, we gotta dress fancy. You're not embarrassing me, you, scruffle-muffins.
Perhaps we can
How
get
long
measured.
until the meeting? How many days?
It's like 4 days, something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe we should buy the clothes later. I don't know how long I can keep them clean for.
Well,
I
you do
mean,
not
we can
have to
put them in
wear
the
clothes.
trunk. Yeah, you don't wear them, we just have them bought, so when we need to be there, we just change into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can get measured and fitted, and if anything will be needing tailoring, we can pick it up on our way back into town.
Yeah, basically she wants to get it ordered and, done, so whenever we come back, we can just pick it up and change to it whenever we need to meet up.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, just kind of like hands on hip addressing her party of adventurers and ragtag gang, not necessarily as elegant minded as she is with their appearance.
Well, leave us go see about getting fitted then, yes? And are we kind of alone, or are we out in the open?
At the moment, you guys are kind of out in the street in front of the Archon's house.
You're
Right.
hanging out in the rich people side of town.
People pass by every once in a while. You get weird looks, but otherwise, no one said anything.
All right, let us go get fitted at least for some appropriately regal attire, yeah?
Okay, you guys can head off to wherever you're gonna go.
To the clothing store.
Something tells me Darcy would know exactly where the high quality.
Oh, she would. She would. She's like, all right, you don't need to outshine me, side eye, but you need to look better than what you are.
Alright, so you've definitely seen stuff at the Agora. However, you're currently at the farmer's market.
We're
Which you
scooting.
could find clothes at, perhaps, but they're going to be
Ew,
rough-hewn farmer stuff.
Gross. That's poor people clothes. We can't look like peasants. That'd ruin my image. Where is the Agora? I'm all zoomed in on this map. Someone take us there. Oh, it's just a big fountain area?
Nope.
There it is,
Oh,
okay.
that sounded the same.
Okay, so yeah, you find the Agora, and there's a number of shops. So, Darcy, I'm sure you probably already, hunted out tailors and whatnot in the past. So, all right, so yeah, you find a place. What kind of clothes are you looking for?
I'd say the equivalent of business casual for a formal meeting for these people. Nothing too fancy because you don't want to try to outshine the host or outshine, of course, Darcy. Hair flip. No one could look better than me.
Okay, fair enough.
They
All
are
right.
the entourage, not the important person. So they can look good, but not too good.
So we'll go with the fine clothes, but the cheap fine clothes, if you know what I mean.
There we go. You get the
alright.
bottom.
So, that's going to be, as you go through and you kind of get people fitted and everything. So that'll be about 11 mithna per person per outfit.
All right. Let's see. And Darcy already has nice stuff, so she doesn't need anything. She ain't walking around in rags. We know this.
And that's assuming human form. Giant forms would be extra.
Yeah, no. Everyone's being a human. Goliath, you're not using extra fabric. You're not scaring people.
No. Mortal form is fine.
Okay.
What? No pants with the cloaca cut?
Oh my god.
No tail holes for the Catman.
All right.
I assume you have a tail, don't you?
Yes.
So how many cheap fine outfits are you buying?
Just one for everybody. Just
We're
one for
sharing
everyone.
the same one?
Everyone gets their own outfit.
All right. So then that comes to 55 mithna, and assuming that you can wait 3 days for because they're going to measure you and everything. It's basically if you're willing to wait for 3 days for it to be put together. If you want it rushed, then it's extra.
My one request is that I want it to be something that kind of works well with my hat.
Yes, we have to accessorize.
Okay, in that case, that'll be an extra 5 mithna extra for Cyclona.
That's fine. She allows it. His hat is a key feature.
So that brings it to 60 mithna.
Yep, already took the money out.
All right, so you guys spend some time, haggling, getting measurements, all that. So by the time you're done, it's around 11:30. So what are you guys gonna do next? Oh, and it'll be ready in 3 days. So let me go ahead and 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note of that for myself.
Yay!
Clothes are done, and this can be for everybody, all players. All right. Cool. So you spend. So it's around 11:30, you've got your clothes, yourselves measured. You got your clothes on order. Cyclonin, his clothes are kind of, tweaked color-wise and everything to kind of match his hat. So what's next?
She's gonna kind of glance at everyone, and she's going to look for an accessory that she thinks encompasses everyone's little personality and flavor in one form or another.
Okay.
She's gonna make y'all look good.
Yep. So Darcy gets to pick what our outfit gimmick is.
Yes.
See what she comes up with.
All right. Judge, you have a pet owl, and you're the shootiest one, so you're getting an owl decorative themed pendant of some kind, or a brooch that could go either on a side piece of fabric or what have you.
I'm not getting a walking stick with a gavel head.
No.
That's a little excessive.
You don't need a fancy cane. We're in ancient times, not the Victorian era.
You want to look like you murdered your owl and took it to the taxidermist?
That would be
Right.
awesome.
Okay,
No,
so
she
you
said
find
pendant, so it's
a
gonna
owl
be a
pendant.
jewelry.
You find an owl pendant for 5 minutes.
Yep. All right, add it to your inventory, buddy.
I am.
Davros next.
Tavros has a ox-related thing.
Horns. Give him horns.
He
I
has
got
an
a helmet with
ox.
horns.
Make him look
No.
like the. Oh yeah, give him a bow tie that looks like the front grille of a Cadillac.
God, no. Horrendous. No, everyone's getting a pendant or piece of jewelry that goes on their clothing.
So an ox pendant.
Ox.
All right, so that's another 5
Got
minutes.
the horns and the thing.
Okay.
So 10 so far.
Yep.
Gizzard.
I would say Gizzard gets a reptilian head, probably that of a serpent, because he likes snakes. So he gets like a serpent head.
Serpent head pendant. All right. So the same thing. Another 5.
5. All right, and then our favorite cat gets a panther pendant. Look at him.
What a shock! I would have never expected that.
Right? Wow.
Okay. So we have an owl, an ox, a serpent head, and a panther pendant. What's next?
Judge gets a pocket
And-
protector for his quill pens.
No, I was gonna say, what does Darcy get for her gimmick?
Darcy is herself. She is all-encompassing in her own literal jewels that she wears, like sapphires and diamonds and rubies and emeralds that she wears.
You don't get a circlet with small horns on it with gems hanging off it.
If she's gonna do something, I tell you what, she's going to get basically a stag. She will have a stag pendant.
Okay.
Ooh, going
But
stag.
the eyes of the stag have jewels instead of just being a standard gold or silver pendant. She has like a bejeweled one because, of course, a little
Okay.
extra for herself.
So that's going to be 20 minutes.
Yep, of
what
course,
about
we
a
have to
squawk?
be the fanciest.
And what about Glomerate?
What's right, Glomerate? Poor Glomerate. Okay, hold on. We're doing the maths. There we
It's
go.
40 so far for the
Yeah.
pendants.
Can I just get a shit ton of rings on one hand that just go CONG across my hand?
No, we are
Oh.
not. We aren't going to do modern takes in a not modern setting because
That's
it wouldn't
fair.
make sense.
That's true.
You are going to get a pendant of the marksman. So, like a pendant with an arrow, a decorative arrow on it.
Okay, that's sick. I like that.
that'll be another 5 then. So
Yep.
so 60 for the clothes and 45 for the pendants.
Yep, I've been taking it away as we go. You know what? Conglomerate, you get one more thing.
Ooh.
You know, everyone gets one more thing. Because you get a pendant and you're going to get a ring. She's being nice. She's going to make y'all look good, but not as good as her. Alright, you get a ring with the, again, we're going with little matching sets here. So, you get a ring with a, again, kind of like a symbol of the marksman to match
Okay.
with the pendant.
Mm-hmm.
So you're essentially getting signet rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So are you going for normal? What you might expect a like a merchant or something like that to have if they have a signet ring. You're going cheap, or you're going expensive like it was a noble.
They can have the merchant quality, she shall have the noble quality. After all, she's the one who's shining here. They're just her entourage.
Okay, so in that case, it'll be 8 Mithna for your ring, and 5
Alright.
Mithna for each of their rings.
Alright, let me...
So that'll be 25 plus 8 is another 33.
Okay.
And then you can tell everybody what the signet on their ring looks like.
So 33 for the rings?
Yeah.
Alright.
And you guys
Okay.
should be adding this to your inventory.
Yeah,
somewhere.
please add this to your inventory, because I'm not going to remember this, and you're not either in the next week, so write it down.
Beautiful.
What color are our clothes?
That is also themed. Everyone has a theme. Everyone has their own color. We're like Power Rangers.
In that case, I'm assuming you guys are helping, so you guys can decide for yourselves.
Yeah. Like, this is a group discussion that's led by Darcy, but you do have a say in obviously what you're going to put on your own body.
Okay, in that case, Judge will have black with gold trim because that's what his scholarly legal robes already look like, so he'll stick with that theme.
Fair enough. Alright, so Darcy, what's everybody's signets look like?
It is a copy of their emblem.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Because it's a matching set kind of thing.
Makes sense. So, given all of that, that easily takes another half an hour, if not longer. So, it's now noon. So you've gotten signet rings, you've gotten pendants, you've ordered clothes. You haven't received those yet, but you will receive those in 3 days.
Could someone add or make a note of what Tavros has? Because I don't want him to come back and be no one remember he has nice stuff.
Yeah, I got it written down. I'll just add it to Tavros and Gizzard after the game.
Okay.
Alright, cool. So yeah, it's definitely noon. It's getting kind of warm. There's no clouds in the sky, so the sun's beating down. What are you going to do next?
Yeah.
How much for the rings? Did the rings go for?
They were 5 Mithna apiece, except for Darcy, who was 8. So it's
Yeah.
33 total.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to build a trinket here.
Yep, Darcy's like, we should all look fancy. We will all have our own colors, our own symbols. We will look at least like wealthy. You guys at least look like wealthy merchants, while I look like a noble woman.
How much was the pendant again?
They were 5 each as well, except for Darcy, who was 20.
Yeah, she put gems in hers.
So 60 total, I think it was.
Yep,
Okay, so
it was a lot.
20.
Oh no, no, it's 45 total. It was 60 for the clothes. So 60 for the clothes, 45 for the pendants, 33 for the rings.
Darcy splurged for you guys. She's like, we're gonna look good. This is our fancy party dress. If we ever need to do fancy things, we just put this on and go meet with nobles and political people. I mean, because if we're gonna start getting more into the local politics of things, we gotta dress the part.
I just pulled over fine clothes from the
Yeah, that's fine.
stuff file and
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Makes it easier
basically
for
what
you.
they are. And you can add the details of what it looks like and all that later.
Cool. Any more shopping?
She's got their clothes, she's got their accessories, everyone has their theme. Which, by the way, what is everyone's theme? If they're going color-wise, since, Judge is gonna go black and gold. Kitty Cat, what's yours? Blue?
Sure.
Because don't you have, like, a blue hat as a human?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Alright. Conglomerate, you green?
Yeah, I like green. That sounds nice.
Tavros will be red.
Yep.
Yep.
Gizzard will be
He's blue. He's the blue man,
yeah,
right?
yes, but he's not a dark blue like
Yeah, he's
Cyclone.
not a navy
He's
blue.
He's a more definitely a brighter, more saturated blue.
sky blue.
Yeah, it can be sky blue.
And Miss Darcy, what color might you be?
She's got like all the colors. She looks like a rainbow. That's
No,
what I'm
she's not that
imagining.
garish. She is not that garish.
Fair.
She's not
Royal
tack-
purple, maybe?
Yeah, probably. Well, no, because purple was reserved to the Caesar.
Well,
For...
Royal.
that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah, but you don't do that in this kind of
She doesn't want to come on too
society.
strong, is what she's saying.
Oh, okay.
There's certain social things you don't do.
Fair enough.
I'd say not the royal purple, but a light purple, a more feminine purple.
Okay.
Like nobility purple without trying to suggest political power or anything like that.
Yeah, probably something a bit more desaturated and breezy.
Yeah, a lighter purple. Maybe like a lavender.
Cool.
With gold trimming.
Of course.
Of course. Only the best. Only the best. Some gold thread in there. And of course, she has her jewelry that she had commissioned a while back that she keeps with her. Got her fancy earrings, some baubles. Yep, her emerald gold earrings.
Okay. Well, if you're not going to do any more shopping, I'm going to close the shop list thingy. All right.
Yes.
So
Oh, if
go ahead.
if Judge could actually sneak away after all of this is kind of done, is there like a close by right next door haberdashery?
Ooh,
Sure.
What you getting?
I'm going to pick up a gentleman's walking stick with the
Yeah, of course you
handle of a
would.
gavel.
No, he's not allowed to.
You're gonna
He
ruin
did say
it.
he's going to sneak off to go do this. So
That's right.
We're all gonna turn and look at you and just be like, "Oh, of course you did."
Well, we know what his Greek name is now. It's hypocrite.
all right. So,
I'm not going far.
So, are you looking to go cheap? Basically, it's all carved and it looks nice, but there's no metals. Or are you gonna go normal, where you have like a metal head and all that stuff? Or are you gonna go where expensive, where you have rare metals on there like silver and gold?
I'm gonna say it probably needs to match my outfit, so I would like a black lacquered wooden staff part with a gold colored, if not gold, handle.
Okay, so you go and you talk to him a bit to get what you want. Is there any specific patterns on there, like an owl head or something like that, or is it all fairly simple?
It'll be fairly simple. There'll be kind of like just a very simple, not like garish, but just a simple twist in the wood, and the handle itself will be the head of a gavel.
Okay. So you after talking a bit and kind of haggling a bit, you come to about 15 minutes.
Okay, and I will pull it out myself. Hold on. $15 minutes. Okay, hold on. 900
So I'm gonna mark off some more time. So while you guys notice the judge kind of snuck off at some point. So what are the rest of you doing after you've done shopping? You're done talking about the clothes. Judge kind of went off to do his own thing for a bit. So what are you doing?
Now, how long
be
did the
right
clothing
back.
stuff go?
About half an hour.
Okay. Well, I've been trying to be as lazy about this as possible. Basically trying to turn this into part of a short rest.
Okay, so your laziness has now made it an hour, and it is now 12:42, and you get your short rest in. All right, so during that 10 minutes, what do you guys do while Judge is kind of off doing his own thing?
Yeah, I'll be as quick as possible, and I'm not far away. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm getting at 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Now that we have everything we need to look the part, anything else anyone can think of?
Regarding the Archon or something different?
The Archon, the meeting itself, and your appearance. Oh, do any of you fancy colognes?
Oh, I'm certain the conglomerate does.
You're a cat, no? Don't you like certain smells? Perhaps mint?
Ugh. Mint is quite distasteful.
Actual catnip is a type of mint, so are you sure about that?
Oh, okay.
You sure about that?
Peppermint is also a kind of mint, and I'm very sure about that one.
Well, that's
Fair.
a peppermint. She says a mint. She didn't say peppermint. She didn't specify.
I don't know if we want him smelling like catnip.
I mean, people can eat catnip. They put it in teas. And
I
it's
mean,
more like
yeah.
a chill out tea. It's
Yeah,
just
but
herbal
people-
smell.
But people will eat onions.
That's because onions.
Yeah,
are
but you're
delicious.
not gonna rub yourself with an onion, and it's you can't compare apples to oranges.
Yes, you
Catman.
can.
It doesn't count. Now, what do you want to smell like?
Hmm.
You can do a standard man smell, sandalwood and whatever. Essence of man. Something wood smelly.
Just do not let Judge choose the smell. He did not do a good job last time.
Oh, I think I did a great job last time.
It is a good thing my helmet returned.
I don't know. Probably thinking something more floral.
So, are you guys looking for perfumes and colognes?
Darcy is suggesting it so we can have scents so we smell nice. That way we don't just, we look nice, but we smell like the outdoor people who've been sweating. Let's have a bit of a spruce smell. Because sure, we can get cleaned by magic, but that doesn't add anything,
Oh, I can release my own pheromones. I don't need any of this gross stuff.
We are not attracting bugs for mates.
Well, what if the Archon's a bug?
He is not a bug.
We don't know. We haven't met the man.
If he is man, he is not a bug. And we are not using any of your pheromones or inhuman abilities. We must blend in. We must appeal to our audience, which means we need to smell like something they would enjoy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and look for something that's maybe got a hint of citrus. Kind of thinking of something that would remind Cyclonin of the garden that was, growing in the manor in the underground domain.
Okay. Yeah. If you find somebody, you look around, you find somebody selling perfumes and colognes, and you ask for that kind of thing. It has you smell several different things, and eventually you come across your cologne with this hint of citrus, and he tells you, "Well, that you're in luck. That one's on sale today. Normally, I would charge you 8 mithna for it, but today only, you get 5. You can get it for 5.
Very well.
Nice.
All right. Well, knock that down to 415. All right. I'll go ahead and pay for it and
Okay.
take it over to Darcy for review.
Sniff, snuff. This'll
This
do.
is one that-
This is clean.
It is one that reminds me of home, or at least what home once was.
Perfect. Even better if it brings you a form of happiness or contentment. Now, you shall not be smelling of any bugs. We can have you smell of plants, but no bugs. And she's like pointing at Conglomerate. What is your favorite wood smell?
I'm not a big tree guy. What?
Yeah, you hated that last big tree you dealt with.
Yeah, that last tree was mean tree, bad evil tree.
Well, you must smell like something. Flower, citrus, flower, fruit, or plant.
Ooh, fruits are yummy.
Okay. How about another citrus?
I want to smell like an apple.
All right, something sweet smelling. All right, she's gonna like sniff around and kind of like sniff around, find something. And she's like, "What about this one?"
Remember
Very
to
much.
blum
It's
it.
like when you're if you've been anywhere in a perfume or candle shop, it's like sniff, sniff. What about this one? What do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Sniff, sniff. What about this one? What do you think?
But remember, Conglomerate. Sweet, not fermented.
But
I will
it's
not
in-
allow such a thing.
All right, fine.
Yes, I'm just making sure you don't have to disallow those things.
Oh, well, she's not gonna pay for it, or she'll, like, smack the bottles. Like, no, you're not gonna smell like spoiled grapes. What's wrong with you?
Mm,
Well, the idea is if he doesn't bring that to you in the first place.
Well, I doubt they
Okay.
would
sell something in a bottle that is putrescent.
You never know. I mean, people sell onions.
Yeah, but we're not in the
He's really
farmer's
arguing
market.
about onions.
We are not in the farmer's market, and you have a hang up on onions.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Onions are
You
good,
find
though.
a sweet, fruity smelling perfume.
Here you go.
Okay. I'll put it in
How's
my
that?
inventory.
All
How much
right,
is
how
it?
much
that
is
there?
5 minutes.
All right.
How's that one there? That sounds like it could be good for conglomerate.
It's going to do. He's not allowed to pick things for himself. He doesn't know anything about social graces.
Well, he already got
Oh,
his
yeah, no,
sweet fruit smelling thing, so maybe you can use that for
Mm.
yourself.
I've got this
Rude.
Speaking of which, at this point in time, you probably notice Judge kind of, having found you is returning. So as you're getting the bottle for conglomerate, Judge shows up.
There you are. What are you doing? We're trying to find smells that would complement our attires and personal tastes. After all, we can look the part, but we must also smell pleasant as well.
Now,
Of
is this
course.
cane already readily visible?
I was gonna say, Judge walks up with his, back straight, shoulders square, hands behind his back. And it's like, oh, of course. And I'm sure you are aware that I already have something appropriate.
I believe I remember you purchasing, yes. Now, we must deal with the other two. We have Tavros, in which I just want something clean and strong to get rid of his musk. And
You find something.
Judge has a.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, Judge has kind of a sheepish look on his face though after he says about already having a good smelling cologne. Just if
anybody's paying especially close attention, you can make a perception check. But if you're not, then don't worry about it. Anyway, you find something clean smelling for Tavros.
I'm rolling a perception check.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you notice the tip of the cane poking out, either head or behind the leg or what have you, depending on how you're holding it.
Yeah, I'm holding it behind my back.
So yeah, you see the tip of the cane sticking out.
How tragic that you have suddenly come upon physical disability.
Well, it is multifunctional, and I had a unique need. And I pull out the cane and I set it down, holding it just below the gavel on top. And then Gavel, the owl, flies down and perches on it. See? I was needing something.
what are you? Or is this a personal taste? Either way,
Well, here, hold on. It does match. I did make sure everything would be acceptable to you. 1 second. There you go.
Well, not everything.
I know you did say no canes, but I now have a cane so that Gavel can land on it and not necessarily need to be on my shoulder the entire time.
is Gavel going to be present for this meeting?
Well, you did say. I thought it would be nice, and adding unique differences are things that impress the nobles and wealthies. I mean, just to show up as is one thing, to show up finely dressed is one thing, but when you have something interesting or different, that is something that people will find more impressive. It is the whole reason behind a nobleman having a menagerie of foreign and exotic animals, because it is unique.
I suppose so.
Rich people.
Okay.
But the
Should I
giant
summon,
snake is not allowed.
What
It is
about
one
my
thing to have a-
ants?
What about your hands?
No, my ants. Can I bring the ants in?
No,
He's got mastiff-sized ants that fly around.
you cannot bring a giant ant. That is a monstrosity. And just
But
like you
something
cannot bring
about
the
rich
giant
people and animal menagerie.
snake. No. That is not an animal, that is a monster.
All right.
And no giant snake either. That's too much. It's enough you have to carry a giant cage around. It's ridiculous. It's not zoo.
All right, so you got your clean smelling perfume for Tavros. Are you still looking for more?
I feel like between all of us, they can just like Gizzard can either borrow or use what's strongest for from Tavers. Just Tavers specifically is known to be a stinky boy. He literally rolls in mud.
Fair enough. All right, so Cyclonin paid for his own. So are you paying for Conglomerate and Tavros?
Yeah.
All right, so that'll be 10 Mythna then.
Okay.
All right, so by the time you're done with all this shenaniganery, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you guys spent a fair bit of time in the Agora. So what are you going to do next?
Oh, I got this all settled for the meeting. What shall we do now?
Didn't we have to go somewhere today?
Yes. How long do you wish, or how long do you believe it will take to get to the location you are needing to get to, Cyclonin?
Let me consult my map.
And while he's doing that, I'll remind you that if you want to fast forward time, that is an option.
I mean,
Depending on when you have to leave and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let's wait on our flight schedule. Flintstone Air and its lovely pilot / plane.
I am in no condition to fly us anywhere. We will use alternate accommodations.
oh, magic through the plants.
Indeed. So we can get to the Shrine of Deal more or less instantly. Judge did say that there was something he wanted to obtain there.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
From there, based on the map, I do believe the mistletoe, I could get to it in... It is about an hour away, but I do not know how much searching will be needed to actually find the mistletoe. I do know approximately where to search, but...
I did say I can offer to help. I understand that you are a bit fatigued. I can help you get there quickly, and myself and Gavel can very much help you look.
I am confident I could get there quickly on my own as well. As an air elemental, I will not be tired. It seems to have a limitless well of energy.
Yes. Oh, an idea. I remember this from the cave when we found Conglomerate's crossbow. Do you have a pouch or container to be keeping your mistletoe in?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure I have a pack.
Well, if you've got an herbalism kit, I'm sure you can stuff it in there. I just didn't know how much you wanted to get. If you wanted to get like a whole pickle jar's worth, or...
Well, I was gonna try and get as much as I can get away with, given that the stuff can only be harvested once a month.
What do you
In
need
that
it for?
case,
Oh,
Yes.
it's not on my list right now, but it's a spell I have. It's like Druid Grove or something like that. It basically produces kind of a nature-protected area, which would be handy for camping out, especially if we're in an area we're going to be for a while. It gives us a little bit of a temporary home base.
Oh,
And
nice.
it also gives us it gives us armed guards and bad terrain for the bad guys and hiding. And
Nice.
all sorts of good stuff.
Nice. Sounds
So
cool.
you know from the past buying pouches and stuff that a pouch is about a half Mythna.
Okay. All right. Miss Darcy, may I please borrow a half Mythna? I will go grab him a large.
I do not have half Mithna. I gave it to the poor. I could give you a normal Mithna.
Here is a half
That will
Mithna.
work. I take it and I just walk literally 3 steps into the nearest shop and come out with a good large-sized a good large-sized pouch. And it's like, oh yes, your very fine quality sequel. May I have a look at that, please?
Why?
Well, I'd like to admire the quality of work, and afterwards I will put it in this pouch. I will then keep the pouch, and that way when you turn into your elemental self, I shall give you the pouch. That way you do not have to turn back and forth several times in order to pull stuff out of your pack, because it seems to disappear when you change shape. And this was a problem in the other cave when you had to change shape just to pull something out. The ring specifically.
That
to
is
make it easier.
true, but
It is
But
to
this
make
is
it
something
easier.
that I can prepare for with a little rest. Besides, I might want to change anyway. I do not know how ideal it will be to be trying to harvest the plants while I am a roiling vortex of wind.
Very well.
I added the
there's
pouch to your inventory. Cyclone.
Anyway,
Alrighty.
if you feel so. It's just I knew it was a difficulty last time. I was trying to be helpful. Here you go.
Understood. So does anyone have any business in town, or should we make our way to the Temple of Deal?
Where is my favorite human located currently? He moves
He's-
around a lot. Okay.
Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I remembered he was somewhere with a port. Which I'm gonna hit up that port for any sunken treasure if we got ourselves an angry squid out there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the port city. One, so I can kind of be like, this is a mystery. We already know the culprit is, but also those goodies at the bottom of the sea.
So, what's the plan? Where are you gonna go next?
I guess to the Temple of Deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gather up all our stuff needed. Everybody got some tasty foods and beverages. For
We all got our packaged peanuts and chips.
Actually, you know what? We might not necessarily need that, but bring whatever you are liking. I think will be good.
Alright, let me. So, how are you getting there? You're using.
We're gonna go out of town to the just barely into the jungle, and then transport via plants to go from one large tree there to one at the Temple of Deal.
Alright.
I've heard there's a big tree there, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it's there.
Alright, do you guys have tokens on this map? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like you do.
I do.
So yeah, everybody should be over here. That's actually, you guys would have appeared outside, so I guess I'll put you outside.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes. No, my cakes of honey.
Alright. So you just appeared. So what are you gonna
Why am I on a statue? Jeez.
do? You, well, let's just say I teleport myself. No, just kidding. Yeah, there you go.
Let me move!
Yeah, you're just stuck because the statue's a different height.
Yeah, you should be able to move now.
Are you sure you can do this alone? You do not want any assistance? We're fine.
Wait, I thought you were the one trying to get the items here.
Oh yes, that will take mere moments, but figured, to help you with what your endeavors are and make it as easy on you as possible with a minimal amount of exhaustion would be, a good hand to, help show. Don't always have to be alone.
Well, transporting others would complicate this.
Okay.
Hmm. Are there any critters nearby? Birds? Reptiles, anything? While they're adventure
there'd
grocery
be,
shopping?
reptiles in the ground, there'd be bugs, there'd be birds in the sky, all the normal stuff you find in a jungle.
Okay.
Are they just hanging around?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big giant tree, so there's plenty of bugs and critters around the tree.
I'll talk to the local bird, or a local bird, while they go adventure grocery shopping, because she has no reason to be here.
Okay.
If and just to reiterate to Cyclonin, if you are choosing to go alone, which is okay, we know where you're going, and we will not be worried about you. But when you come back, and Judge points right here to this wall, because when you come back, we will be right there, and you may just enter.
I do not understand what is special about that wall.
That was the wall I picked, but worry not. You will have a comfortable bed and a good rest when you come.
Very well. I'm probably going to drink some of the local mead if it's still here before turning into
If
an
it's
air
not
elemental.
skunky.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if it's not skunky yet.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, well, I'll open a sealed one, get myself a drink.
Okay. It's still alright.
Alright, well, after that's done, I'm going to go ahead and turn into an air elemental, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a short rest here.
Okay, fair enough.
Little-
Go ahead and
little
do your
baby
short rest
cyclone.
things. Anybody else taking a short rest?
Judge
Not sure
will go
anybody
ahead
needs to
and
yet.
No, not really, but I don't really have anything to do here, so. Probably just
Darcy's
hang out.
talking to the local fauna and seeing what's up in the neighborhood.
Alright, Darcy, you find out that there's really been nothing in the area lately. The bird apparently saw some weird fish-looking people to the far south, and it came across some goat-looking people a few days ago to the east, and it comments on the strange whale bones still haven't changed. That place is still
Whale
as
bones?
rotten as ever, and that's about it.
Do we know of a place about whale bones? Or have we encountered a whalebone place?
Not that I-
We theoretically know about a place with some things sticking up out of the water off the coast to the north.
She's gonna inquire more about the whale bones.
Okay. The bird tells you that there's a place where there's rotting whales, and they stay rotting forever. They haven't changed.
Oh, is that the Triton place that we went?
Yeah.
The battlefield?
Different.
Different?
Apparently, it's on the coast, relatively near here, but you're talking about
Yeah.
a bird, so their sense of distance is skewed.
I would
believe,
ask how many days or night cycles would it be flight distance from here, the rotting whales?
All right, let me check.
Since I feel like they would probably go by day and night cycles of time and basically go by the sun and how far up or down it is.
Less than a day to get there.
You know what?
Oh.
I'm gonna ask this bird if it would mind leading me there. They offer it food in exchange.
Yeah, it'll leads you there.
All right. Time for
But before I
Oh.
lead you there,
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to the cave because I think Judge went there. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Judge got in the cave, but
Yeah, you can go ahead and do Judge's thing.
yeah, it's
and
all dark.
Judge,
Judge
you
would
have
like
a
to.
lantern, right? Yep.
Yeah, he'd like to pull out his lantern.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, so go ahead and do Judge's thing.
Okay. All right, Judge. So you enter the caves. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and come down the cave as soon as it lets me move the
So you
token
should
here.
go
Hold on.
now, unless let me turn off the grid. That's probably making it more complicated.
Okay. So yeah, the Judge is gonna go ahead and
Oh wait,
move
what
down the
happened?
cave. Oh, I have no sight now.
Let's see. I seem to have. We'll just do this then. Let's just bring everybody here for now. That's still not working. I am confused. Okay,
Light source? No.
I will place you down. Did I lose connection? I wonder if I lost connection. Let me refresh. Okay, so okay. Now I see you on this computer, but I don't see you on Observer. So let's try that again. So pull the scene. Pull the scene. It's still not working. I don't get it. All right, sorry about that. I don't know what's happening. But what is it you wanted to do in the cave? We'll just put it that way.
I'm going to make my way down the cave to the skeleton of the basilisk.
Okay.
And once I get there, I know that the basilisk skeleton is actually very heavy, but with the bags of Quinix, it should be much easier. And Judge would like to take all of the horn and teeth that he can, and perhaps some smaller bones, some like maybe a wide, flat bone here and there. I don't remember exactly what the anatomy of the basilisk was. Like something like a shoulder blade, something wider and flatter. Perhaps a couple of ribs to go like on the sides. Not a whole lot, just like a few.
Okay.
A few
Fair
here's and
enough.
there's. But yeah, the teeth and the horns that I can get, and then a couple of bones, just to make sure I have everything.
Okay, so it'll probably take you a good, maybe an hour to kind of, tear everything apart and pack it up. So you're working on that. There's no rolls to make it. It'll just succeed.
Okay.
I am having some sort of oddity happening. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it. On the observer map, I'm seeing a bad map piece in there. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so Judge is going to be busy for an hour, getting his basilisk. So what's everybody else doing during that hour? Cyclone, you said you want to take a short rest, so that's obviously what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But what about Conglomerate and Darcy?
We're gonna go find rotting whales.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go, gonna travel and follow the bird. Then how are you gonna do that? Are you gonna walk?
I don't know if
Darcy said she's going to the restroom, right? Let's give her time to come back.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Okay.
things are working again. All right, Darcy. So what's your plan? How are you gonna get to the whale thing?
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So Darcy, what's the plan for getting to the whale bones?
I mean, she's gonna let the bird know, like, hey, I have to stop every so often. Basically, she's gonna fly there because she's following the burp.
Okay. So Conglomerate was talking about going. So how's Conglomerate gonna get there?
No, it's fine. You can go by yourself. I'll just wait here.
I mean, she can turn into a giant eagle and you can ride on her back.
No, that's sick.
Yeah, like, we can literally The Hobbit our way over there.
Let's do it.
All right. So you're gonna do polymorph.
Yes,
Just
yes.
don't go to Mordor. You're not allowed.
I mean,
Right.
I don't
forbid
have
it.
any plans. I don't have any plans to go to a giant volcano. Alright,
Alright.
hold on. Where my thingy at?
Giant eagles never do.
Hold on. Let me fix a few things, and I'll take you to the map. I forgot you guys teleported.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we walked 5 feet.
So much effort.
Alright. And then we'll pull.
Oh, that left foot, right foot thing, so tedious.
I know.
Who could do that?
That's peasantry stuff right there. Having to walk. Gross.
All right, so why is this not working? Oh, there it goes. All right, so Darcy and Conglomerate, can you see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Basically, I want to turn into whatever would be fast to get me there the fastest. Whether it's a giant eagle or even freaking Flintstone
It'd be the
air.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Yep, Flintstone air it is.
All right, so it's 5 hexes away. So Cyclonin, since you're used to that, how long does that take?
Let's see, 8, so a little over a half hour, but
So basically an hour round trip then,
Yep,
roughly.
and I can cast it twice.
probably an
if
hour
I
and a
need
quarter.
To.
Okay.
I could cast it twice if I need to. So we get there, we look at, and then I cast it again when we come back. It's fine.
Yeah, an
Oh,
hour and a
it'll be
quarter, so
Okay.
I don't plan on being a big old bird the whole time anyway.
yeah, so it would have to be 2 castings anyway, 1 each way.
Okay.
Yep, which I was prepared for.
So, Conglomerate rides your back all the way there.
Mhm.
Conglomerate, how are you strapping in?
I
Bro,
guess,
you got 4 sets of arms. I hope you can hold on.
yeah, I'm just gonna kind of hold on to around the neck region and not like choking her, but like around the
I
sides.
don't think you could. You're not big enough.
No, that's true.
I could just eat
All
you.
right,
You're literally
Darcy,
a giant
go
bug.
ahead and give me a. I guess we'll give it a DC 10 since it's only one person.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me
I
a
mean-
DC 10 Dex.
Wow, suddenly that got all National Geographic.
A Dex check.
Yes. Hold on. Where are you? Where are you? Boop.
Mainly because you're not used to having a passenger. All right. So as you go
I
to
said,
take off,
nah, get off.
as you go to take off, you kind of bank really hard, kind of to kind of turn with the bird, and so you have this banking thing, Conglomerate, and you're trying to hold on. So you're gonna need. So how, basically you're being flung off. So what are you gonna do about that?
If I can't hold on or grab onto something, can I do that?
So you're gonna try
Yeah,
to
can you
grab
grab, like,
on,
my tail?
to something as you kind of. Okay, so go ahead and give me a probably an acrobatics check.
My acrobatics is not amazing. Let's
Unless
try
you have
it.
a different plan.
I mean, I'm gonna try that first.
Okay.
I might cast a spell afterwards if I actually fully fall off.
All right. So we'll start
Wouldn't
with
I feel him falling?
you would, but this is we'll give him a chance to react first, and then we'll see what happens after that. All right.
He did
yeah,
good.
You kind of grab on to like maybe the base of one of the wings or something as you start falling, and then she kind of straightens up, and you kind of flop back on the back.
Woo! That was close.
Not as reliable air.
All right.
Happened.
So you eventually land, and so I'll take you to the map. All right.
I'm the discount airlines. Only one passenger at a time. I don't, if we get there, we get there. That's up to you if you make it the whole way.
Alright, let me get you guys set up on the map, and then we'll go from there. Alright. Oh wow, this is using the old Tavros token. Alright, so just you two. Alright, so we'll pull the observer. Pull Joel. And we'll pull
The bird doesn't mind me becoming a bigger bird, does it?
You're not sure. It just took off toward this place. I didn't say anything. So, and once you get here, it kind of just flies off. So, yeah, maybe. Anyway,
It did, it did do what it said it would do.
it did.
I assume I gave it like a cracker or something. So this is good enough for a cracker.
So you arrive, and you can see a giant whale carcass. You can see like the head, and you can see part of the body is still rotting. You can see you're next to the beach, and then off to the right, you can see plants and cliffs. And as you continue moving, you can see more of the massive bones sticking up in the air.
What in the world?
And go ahead.
I was gonna ask, because this is just a carcass, is there perpetual mass of seabirds that touch it at all?
Yeah, there are actually no. I take that back. There aren't any seabirds that you see.
So if the birds won't touch it, something's off.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see, and you can see these things are so massive they kind of block your view as you're moving.
I know.
Hold on.
Whalebone is very, very fine crafting material, though.
Oh, do you want to steal some of the whale bones?
I don't know if they're cursed or not. I feel like this is a cursed area. I'm kind of iffy on touching them, but I kind of want to see what happens if we do touch.
All right, I'll figure it out. Poke.
All right. You go. You go poke one of the bones.
Uh-huh.
Nothing happens.
Hey, Darcy, the poke, it didn't do anything.
Try taking one of the bones, the small pieces. Try from the tail.
Okay. Tail? All right, let's go.
Let's try to
Oh,
find
actually,
a small
there's one
piece so
right
you can
here.
actually... Yeah. Small piece so you can actually pull it off.
Yoink.
Okay, you go and you pull on that, and just as you do, you hear a bunch of flapping. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause time real quick.
Uh-oh.
Darcy, there's a problem.
It's okay. We can always be the bigger bird and run away.
Oh, my baby's burned. Oh, God, not these fucking things again.
Ew, what are those? Oh, no! No. Absolutely not. Not those
Haven't we
disease
seen
things.
these things before? Weren't
Yes,
they?
they give you the ick.
A bunch of bolt foragers fly over the from beyond up, above on the cliff. They're kind of hidden behind the trees and everything, and they all seem to be flying straight towards you. So I'm gonna go ahead and add you to initiative.
Absolutely
If
not.
these are the
Into
ones
the
that-
fucking brine.
Run or fight.
If these are the ones that explode and disease people, then Conglomerate is very, very familiar with them.
Yes. More than
Ew! Ew!
Okay,
No!
go ahead and roll initiative.
Disgusting. Absolutely not. No. Nope. We're out of
Oh,
here.
let me unpause. Yeah, there you go.
I was preoccupied.
Well, you
I
got to
was
roll initiative,
preoccupied.
Darcy. You may decide to run, but you can only do that on your turn.
I was preoccupied with the whalebone, so I'm not going very fast.
Look, we both were caught off guard.
Yeah.
At least I got a little bit in me. I'm just like, uh-oh.
Yeah, we only have 5 explodies before we.
So the
Before we have
stealth
to get the
forager, it kind of looks like a vulture with red wings, with worms crawling all over it.
It's got the ick.
He flies towards you, and yeah, so it flies towards you, and he is an attempt to use his horn on you.
Gross bird, gross bird.
I know.
But you dodge.
Oh, thank God. That was so close to being a 20. I was like, no!
Please.
Another one
There's still
flies
so
up
many. There's so many.
and tempts his talons on you.
Yes.
12, you dodge.
Keep dodging! Keep dodging! They're going after your little arms.
The next one
Backbirds.
flies up and tries to use his horn, but he has advantage.
It's your natural
Oh.
enemy, bird.
No, no,
With a
no.
22, it hits. The horn
Oh my
pierces you for
gosh.
13 points of damage.
Okay.
Next
I'm
bird
gonna-
flies up and attempts to use his talons on you.
Oh, man. This is going poorly.
With the 25, so it hits. So you take another 7 points of slashing damage.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so that one's out of range. So it's just gonna dash. Oh, no, it's not. It's gonna stay there. Alright, so Darcy, you are within 10 feet of the Bolt Forager. So go ahead and make a DC 15 con save. Actually, 2 of them.
Ew.
Because you were within 10 feet of these creatures attacking something. So that kind of brushed all this stuff loose, and we'll see if any of them...
The Constitution
infect.
saving throw?
And while you're making your 2 saves, I'll be right back.
Nice. That's the first one. It's a win. That's a win.
It is.
That's not a win.
I know. At least I'm a double
We're
win.
experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Referring to the failed saving throw.
Ugh. Gonna give me the ick.
You're gonna have
I
to
can
use
heal myself, I
Yeah,
think.
greater resto or lesser resto to get rid of that nastiness.
Next time I'm disappeased, this turns out Darcy's now one of the lepers.
Yeah.
I won't be for long.
I do
Okay,
believe
so
we
it
had to
looks
hunt
like you
down at the
failed
very
one of
least a
them.
lesser restoration.
So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and private figure out how many days you have.
We're gonna take care of that, but ASAP. We ain't dealing with that.
Okay,
We don't deal with the ick.
cool. Alright, so Darcy, it's now your turn. What are you going to do?
Big bird, bigger burb,
Bigger bird.
bigger bird, bigger burb. We're getting the fuck out of here.
So, are you polymorphing again?
Yep, bigger bird.
Okay.
Can you
Can I try
hold
to-
me? Can you pick me up in the
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick you up.
claws? Yeah.
But can I try to intimidate these other birds since I am bigger bird?
Yeah, you sure can. Give me an intimidate check.
Hold on. Where is it? Where'd you go? Caw. Oh,
No.
they knew I was a person before.
Yep. So they get their reaction. So I'm just gonna go ahead and they get 2 opportunity attacks against you. 23. It looks like one of them hit.
All right.
So you take 10 points of slashing damage as you fly away. And that'll be to your... Oh, no, you're polymorph. So, yeah, that... Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, you fly away. Are you... you're just taking off, right?
I'm out of here. I'm going back from whence I came.
Fair enough.
I mean, we found the location, so mental map marking.
You should actually see the bones... Oh, actually, I guess I can put an actual name there, so let me do that real quick.
We can call it the whale graveyard. It's like the elephant graveyard, except for
Yeah.
some hyenas, we got nasty birds.
There it is. Whale graveyard. Update. There you go. Alright, so you fly back. So at that point in time, I'm going to go ahead and advance an hour and then 15. Well, we'll do 20 minutes. Because you're in battle. And I suppose you're going to go back to the Shrine of Deal, so we'll just go ahead and activate this for everybody.
Yeah. And shortly before they arrive, then I would go on my little expedition.
Okay, fair enough. Why can't I activate it? Alright. Alright, so before you go, one thing you notice, Conglomerate, as you are, hanging on the bird and you're returning. I forgot to make you guys roll, but I'm gonna chalk that up to you were tense and trying to leave, and you're really on the ball. Anyway, so as you arrive, you feel a little strange, particularly the hand where you touched the bone. It feels slightly numb.
Interesting. I will let Darcy know. Hey Darcy, my hand is going numb where I touched the whale.
Oof.
And you never got
Probably
the chance to
something.
pull the bone off because you immediately got
Verbs.
attacked, so it's still there.
Probably effects from the curse on the bones. We will have Cyclone and look at it. Honestly, we both need to check up because, ooh, those things.
And once
I
you
hate
arrive,
them.
you'll realize the Cyclonan's already gone.
No.
But,
I mean, what's his name can cast Lesser Restoration, Gizzard, because of his ability. So I'm gonna just, hey, cure me.
actually, let me check something real quick.
Maybe that'll even help,
Celeste,
friend.
Restoration. That's 3rd level, isn't it?
Mhm.
It might be.
Oop.
He really didn't want to tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's from his
If it-
ability.
it-
It's not a spell he has. It's an ability he has.
Ah, here
It
is.
might be in his features.
You can
Yeah, it's an
add
artifact
one
thing.
disease or one condition afflicting it, blind and deaf and paralyzed or poisoned, but that does not cover curses.
Can you at least get the ick off me?
You can hear Darcy of worms though.
Oh, for the worms, yes, it will work for that. So, okay,
Yeah, that's
so
what
I'll
she's
go ahead
walking
and,
up to him for.
yeah, so he casts that on you, and that will remove that effect.
Yay.
Alright, so I can scratch that out. There's no fun in 4 days. That's what I rolled for when the symptoms would start kicking in.
Oh man.
No diseases for me. But we do have the mystery disease for you, Mr. Numbhand.
Yeah, I got whale-itis.
Yep. It's like tendonitis, but worse.
Exactly.
Alright, Cyclonin, you should be able to see the map now, right? Alright, so what are you going to do? Alright, so you come across the jungle. Why is it not doing the thing anymore? Guess that's broken. Actually,
We couldn't hear you if you were talking.
yeah.
Well, keep in mind I'm airborne, so.
Oh, okay, I'll leave it. Yeah, okay, it has you as being airborne for some reason. Alright, fair enough. So you fly over the jungle. You can see the tower of the clearing where the Tower of Menace is. So what are you going to do?
Still continuing south by southwest.
Okay. As you continue, you notice below you that there's something beneath the trees. It's hard to make it out because the jungle's so thick, but you could swear there's something that at least vaguely looks like a pyramid down there.
I'm gonna swoop down a bit to investigate.
All right. All right. So as you swoop down a bit to investigate, there's a ziggurat down there in sort of a clearing with a bunch of other buildings or ruins of buildings. But it's kind of nestled in kind of like a bowl-shaped depression in the ground with the jungle, covering the whole thing.
This is interesting. Do I sense anything in the area?
Yeah, you do sense it's faint, as if something is blocking it partially, but you do at least sense a place of power down there.
All right. Well, I'll make a mental note of this and then continue on my way.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll get to here. That's the first hour now.
All right. So yeah, I already went an hour and 20 minutes, so that's fine. So you still 20 minutes before you catch up with the rest of the group. Darcy. All right. So what's next?
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and here. I'm gonna start coming down and start looking at the trees because this is starting to sound like the description I got from the one herbalist person or whatever.
Okay, fair enough. You start looking around. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Alright.
Did you really get a 0?
No, but I'm gonna auto fail it because I didn't roll disadvantage on my last 2 ability checks.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So you start looking around, but at least initially you're not spotting anything.
I'm gonna try and move over to this
If you're an
area
air
and
elemental,
here.
you don't roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, but this is making up for not rolling a disadvantage for 2 other checks.
That were made in air elemental form.
Yeah, but I got to roll 2 things not at disadvantage when I was exhausted, so I'm.
He's trying to offset
Okay,
that, even though he
Okay.
realizes that air elementals don't give him disadvantage.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so you fly over another mile. Go ahead and give me another check. All right. So you still find nothing.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and try here.
All right. I want to go ahead. So that's 20 minutes. So this will put you up. You're 10 minutes ahead now. Go ahead.
All right. So now.
All right. With a 15, you do spot clusters of mistletoe below you in that area.
All right. I'm gonna look around. Do I see anything looks dangerous?
There are animals and whatnot, but nothing really jumps out at you.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll go ahead and I'll get down to ground level, and then I'll just kind of gradually explore. I'll keep note of this spot, but I'll also kind of go back to the other 2 locations to try to look for stuff. Kind of basically do some laps here for a moment.
Okay, so you spend another, we'll call it half an hour, since you're going to those other hexes as well, kind of looking around, and you do spot more mistletoe that you missed from the air. Each of those 3 hexes has mistletoe in it.
All right. Excellent. Let's see, 15. Well. All right. Well, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and try to find somewhere comfortable to rest. I'm actually going to try and take a nap. I mean, well, actually, I'm going to try and take a long rest.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival check then.
All right. Is it helped any by the fact that I haven't really traveled today, per se?
Yeah, you mean as far as making your con save? Yeah, that'll definitely help. It means that you don't, because if you traveled enough, then you would you'd have to make the save in order not to gain exhaustion. Since you didn't travel a lot, you can actually make a save instead to reduce your exhaustion, if that makes sense. All right, you find what you think is a serviceable spot. It's in an area where you can see that there are animal tracks, but they all seem to be small animals. So nothing. You feel like nothing that could really threaten you.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't find a truly secluded spot.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, given the circumstances, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and place my pouch and sickle just off to the side. Probably put them under a rock or something like that. And just for good measure, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the long rest in panther form.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a DC 14 con save. If you succeed, you'll reduce your exhaustion by 1. Okay, so you reduce your exhaustion by 1, and you get a nice 8-hour rest. Well, it's 3 o'clock for you, but there's still time for others. So, so that'd be 8, 9, 10, 11 for you once you're done. All right. So we're gonna go back to the Shrine Ideal then.
And Jeremy,
All right.
I do apologize.
So let me pull the Observer as well. Yeah, we're getting to you guys. So Tyler, go ahead.
I do apologize, but can I do a rewind here?
Speak a little louder.
Sorry, I do apologize, but can we pull a rewind here? When we were shopping and getting all the other clothes and everything, and I walked into the haberdashery, it slipped my mind, but it's something that Judge would have been acutely aware of. I need to pick up 15 gold pieces worth of spell components, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So, Darcy and Conglomerate, you two showed up All right, I'm gonna rewind it back to 220 because that's when you guys showed up. You all noticed that Cyclonin is gone. Judge, you would have known he's gone because you knew he was going off to find his plant. So what are you guys gonna do? You can fast forward.
Seeing that
I can't hear you again.
Sorry. Seeing that Darcy and Conglomerate kind of wandered off, I'm not going to worry about them much. I'm just going to... Apparently it's contagious. Yeah, Gizzard, you think maybe? Okay. Well, I suppose there's nothing but to wait. Judge is going to walk over here to this wall where he pointed Cyclonin to earlier.
Okay.
He is going to pull out a miniature portal carved of ivory, a small piece of polished marble, and a tiny silver spoon. And holding them in his hands, he's going to go ahead and cast a...
Oh, you went all quiet again. So you got your marble, ivory. Go ahead.
And he's going to pull them out, and he is going to cast a spell. And the spell is going to leave a large arched double door right here against the wall, and Judge is going to choose to leave that door visible. He can make it invisible if he wants, but he's choosing to leave it visible, and as he casts it, he states, King Gizzard, Conglomerate, Ms. Darcy, Davros, and Brother Cyclonin may all enter. And he finishes casting his spell. Come on. Come on, do it.
Yeah, I figured it'd be something like that. Okay.
And he walks inside. Everybody's good.
You're very faint again.
He walks inside, and he is greeted by several invisible servants, some of which look like cats, some of which look like people, some of which look like just kind of spirits fluttering around. And it's going to be this nice, open, kind of like lounge area that you walk into with a large, pretty fireplace and several cushy couches. And there's going to be stairways going up, and everybody's going to have their own individual customized room for their own personal comfort, and very tailored to them the best he can do. And there'll be a kitchen with a bunch of place settings, and I suppose we can start cooking a meal for when Miss Darcy and Conglomerate get back, and make sure to keep something warm for my brother when he also returns. And he's going to sit down on a cushy couch and start reading his spell book and doing spell researchy type stuff.
So at some point, Darcy and Conglomerate will show up, and then they'll talk to Gizzard to get Darcy dewormed, and then you can deal with that. So what do you do then?
Well, Gizzard knows to direct everybody to the door that wasn't there before.
All right. So Darcy, Gizzard, or Conglomerate, you can see the door against the wall, and because this is actually a magnificent mansion, this isn't the tiny hut. This does count as civilization when it comes to gaining back your levels of exhaustion.
Wow. Okay.
Which means that if you sleep inside this mansion, then you regain all your levels of exhaustion, assuming nobody comes in and interrupts it, expels things, or causes other havoc.
Interesting.
when you first walk in, it's this luxurious lounge room with some small tables, big cushy couches everywhere, this big suspended fireplace. You know, it looks really nice. And then you've got these two stairwells, curved stairwells, going up either side to a second floor where it has 6 different rooms, and everybody has their own room they can go into. And there's a nice large, or a well set up kitchen, and you can smell food. Delicious food is being cooked, and you can see spectral apparitions and butlers and maids in uniform, and even several cats running around with little platters on their backs, getting from place to place. And it's just very nice.
This is posh. I like it.
Ah, glad you could join us. It is a relaxing night. We have no need of bedrolls or camp rations. I take it this meets your expectations, Ms. Darcy?
Quite.
Posh. Whole place. Posh.
Quite.
All right. So, do you guys wait out the time, or are you guys going to do anything while you're waiting for Cyclone to return?
I don't have anything specific. I can wait out the time. I will be working on a series of intricate runes that will eventually be carved into the modified chest, so I can give Vulcan a scroll later, so he knows what to do. Writing out specific instructions for what I need done to this chest.
Okay. So, just so you're aware, as the time passes, it's nighttime. It's 11 o'clock at night. Cyclonin has not returned. So, do you guys go ahead and go to sleep and take your long rest, or are you guys going to stay up and wait?
Judge is going to have, after we had a fine dinner, Judge is going to have a glass of wine. After he finishes his wine and notices it is getting late, he's going to step outside the doors and then just concentrate. Just to check, is Cyclonin yet alive?
He's still alive.
Okay. I trust he will be back when he gets back, and I hope there is not too terribly much difficulty. He'll go back inside and retire for the evening.
All right. So, Cyclonin, your long rest ends at around 11 o'clock. So, what do you do after your long rest?
I'm going to go ahead and collect the big pouch and the golden sickle, and I'm going to start... Well, actually, first I'm going to look up, make sure it's what I expect. Do I see a full moon anywhere in the sky?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to start harvesting, because... well, actually, let me verify, but I'm pretty sure it's just under the light of a full moon. It doesn't have to be like the stroke of midnight or some crap like that.
Okay.
Let's see.
Between 11:59 and 59 seconds, and midnight and 1 second, and that's all you get.
Yep, just harvested with the golden sickle under the light of the full moon.
All right.
And,
let's go ahead and make. How much do you need for a single casting of your spell that you're trying to get this for, just to make things?
It doesn't say. It only says that it needs mistletoe.
Okay. So we'll do this in castings as far as how much you gather. So go ahead and make I guess probably an herbalist check. You have a herbalist kit, right?
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that.
What stat would I be running this off of?
I'd probably actually say wisdom, because this is kind of a ritual kind of thingy.
Okay.
Okay, so with the 15, you get 5 castings worth of mistletoe.
Oops, let's see. Where did I go with that? There we
I
go.
think just put that in your pouch in your description or something.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and walk over to one of the other areas and see if I can harvest from there as well.
Okay, go ahead and give another check. Okay, you get another 7 castings. And then there's that final area that you can check as well if you want.
Yep, and definitely plan to do so.
We'll say each of these takes 10 minutes.
Alright.
And you get 3 more castings.
Okay.
And that's about all you're able to find, at least for tonight.
Alright, well, I'll accept that. So, I'll go ahead and change back into air elemental form and start making my way back.
Alright, so how long does that take you?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically, I would have gone over the 4, so I was going around so you didn't have to turn on the air thing. And we'll call it the 12 anyway, so call it an hour 15.
Okay. So I'm gonna go.
Technically an hour and 12 minutes, but
Alright, so, well, we'll just round it off to, since you're rounding things off there. I'm going to pull you to scene. So, you show up, you should see the scene now. You show up at about 12:30, and you don't see the group. I mean, you see their tokens there, but technically you don't see any of them. But you do see a set of doors embedded in the wall over here.
Well, I suppose this is what he was talking about.
so I'll go ahead and walk up to it and knock.
So what happens when he knocks, Judge?
When he knocks, the doors just both swing wide open for him, and standing right there in the doors is a beautiful tortoise-shell colored cat, and its tail is just waggling, and it meow, and it runs around and rubs up against your legs and comes back in and meow, and it does the Cyclonin would be familiar with it, but it does the come with me, paw paw body language. Follow me.
All right, I go ahead and I'll look around first, and then I go ahead and start following this cat.
As you step in to the double doors and they close behind you, you see this beautiful lounge area with several soft, cushy couches, a suspended fireplace, and 2 curved stairways going up. And below where the 2 curved stairways would meet is another door. And the cat kind of wiggles through the couches and little end tables in the lounge area and kind of beckons you towards those back doors.
Okay, so I'll go
You
and
also
follow
see
along.
here and there a couple of what look like spirits of people floating around here and there doing things. And you follow the cat into those doors, as the doors just kind of open up as you get close. You see a hall. It's got a long table with lots of chairs on either side, and right at the head of the table, right the closest chair, it's pulled out already, and there's a place set. And these servants in very nice butler and maid attire are bringing a bottle of a mug of fine honeyed mead, and I like to think Judge would know what some of your favorite foods are.
Yeah, by now, most
Bacon.
likely.
Okay, so there's several plates with some of your most favorite foods on them, and the cat's like meow and rubbing against your leg in a very welcoming fashion, and kind of follow, to the chair, to the chair.
All right, I'll go ahead and sit down.
You are served a delicious meal, just wonderful. You want wine, you got wine. You want bacon, it's cooked perfectly. You want steak, you want a BLT, you want fried chicken, everything you just ask, and it will be delivered to you. Delicious meal.
Well, Cyclonin ends up eating dinner with not an insubstantial amount of personal guilt.
All right.
Just kind of thinking back to the people at the Crystal Tower as he's eating this stuff.
Oh,
Well, I'm
there's
gonna go
soft
ahead.
music playing in the background to try and ease.
Everybody take your long rest. I'm gonna, except for Cyclonin, since he already took his long rest, everybody else, if you have any levels of exhaustion, you can clear them out.
Yeah, I do have
After
to
his
roll
meal-
the long rest because I didn't actually roll it before.
Oh, yeah,
but
fair enough. So everybody take
After
your long
his
rest,
meal,
to
he's
eat, and you wake up the next morning.
after his meal, he still has a bedroom he can retire to for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So
The
once
cat will
everybody
eat
wakes
you.
up, Judge and everybody else shall notice Cyclonin's there. He made it inside the magnificent mansion. So what do you do?
Good morning. Good seeing you, brother. I hope your nighttime endeavors were fruitful.
It was difficult at first, but I did find that I consider to be a satisfactory quantity of this material. I believe I have enough for 15 castings, which should be plenty.
Excellent.
That would be once every 2 days before the next harvest cycle, and I do not have the feeling I will need to cast it that often.
Good. It's always good to have extras, but yes, I'm very glad. No, we're going to have a delicious breakfast. Is there anything else? How did you sleep? Was your accommodations comfortable?
Yes, but I was unable to sleep. Given that, I was already quite tired and had to wait for nightfall before I could harvest the mistletoe. So I took a nap out on the beach, which was actually quite relaxing, but of course it cannot compete with this. But
I figure we all deserve some little bit of luxury, some comfort for the hard times we have had.
I certainly can think of some people who could do with this luxury at this very moment.
Well,
But
with any luck, perhaps our patrons can muster a similar enchantment.
perhaps. But anyway, so I will probably still need to rest at some point, but I am feeling a little better than before. And
Excellent.
I did find something interesting on my travel. Not too far south of the Tower of Menace, I spotted a ziggurat in the forest below. I only spent the briefest amount of time investigating, but I could sense a place of power. It may be something worth looking upon at some other point, but for now, I think the steeps is a more important goal for us.
Right, but we are so close, and we do have a appointment on Friday. Do you think this might not be a reasonable side quest, or do you think the steeps are still more important?
I think the steeps are more important. There's more to gain there.
Okay.
After all, I believe there was something of particular interest for you there. So,
Yes, I'm still still planning for a decent ship, and we shall see what it is. But, okay. If everybody has had a good breakfast and we are ready to go, we can leave. But remember, you cannot be taking anything that was originally in this sanctuary out. It will disappear. Just so you're all aware.
Has anything changed with my hand?
No, it still feels kind of numb.
Oh,
Okay.
you all are
Do you
telling
mention
us
that, or you just keep that
tales.
quiet?
Darcy's about to bring up what they did.
Okay. Oh, yes, over breakfast. Miss Darcy, I noticed you and a conglomerate wandered away while I was collecting some materials. Did you have anything exciting to speak of?
I spoke with the local birds, and they say there is a place where there is perpetual rotting whale carcasses near the beach and where there are fishermen. I figured it is a place to check out. So I managed to convince the bird to lead the way, and Conglomerate came with me. There were indeed many carcasses, and believing this to be some type of curse, I wasn't sure if it would be a good idea to touch them. But Conglomerate deciding to test this did, and now his hand apparently feels numb. Also, there is a rather nasty flock of those diseased buzzards resting there. We were assaulted, so we left.
Well, in that case, were you infected? I believe we've had to deal with this before.
I mean, I got our
Geezer?
friend to deal with.
Ah,
But his hand is. But his hand, I don't know. Is it still numb for you?
Yeah, I think I have to like we probably gotta go mess with the whale again to make it better. Maybe if I touch
well,
it again with the hand, it'll go away.
I don't think so.
I do not think things might work like that, but may you present to me your hand, please?
Yeah, sure. I hold it out.
Judge would like to make an Arcana check. Magic and curses and strange magical effects. Okay. Judge will mutter to himself for a moment and give himself guidance, and then he will examine Conglomerate's hand, being very careful not to touch an infected area.
All right. So with 16, you're able to determine that it is a strong curse that will continue to get worse over time. But unfortunately, with 16, you're unable to determine the nature of the curse beyond.
Okay. I will go ahead and speak this. I cannot exactly determine the nature of the curse just with this cursory examination, but it is a very powerful curse. I sadly do not have anything right now directly to counter it, but perhaps if anybody else might have something that could assist with a particularly powerful enchanting curse. I just kind of say that to the table as we're eating breakfast.
Right.
Well, does anyone have an adequate... Wait a minute. Yes, you do have an adequate quantity of diamond dust, because we spoke of these the other day.
I very much do. How much would you require?
Probably about 100 Mithna worth, and I could cast Greater Restoration to remove a curse.
All right. Judge reaches into his bag and pulls out a small pouch of powdered diamond, and goes ahead and carefully measures out 100 gold mithna worth of diamond.
What does this curse do again?
I was not entirely able to determine that just with the cursory examination, but perhaps with a more detailed examination of the area later, I might be able to more directly come up with a diagnosis.
It is not very far, about an hour or so away. I could take you there, but there are those birds.
Well, we do have the steeps to get to. Perhaps this is something we will revisit later, like Cyclone in Ziggurat? Or did we
That
think
makes
that
some
maybe...
sense.
I do not know the nature of this curse, neither do you, so I do not wish to put it off too long.
Well, it is not necessary so long as we can remove it, but it would be kind of nice to know so that we're perhaps that much more prepared next time.
Can you remove it? That's what I was wondering. Alright.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cast it then.
Get the eagle.
Yeah, had you guys gone there early on when you first saw the spot, it would have been much more.
You're kind of out, Jeremy.
Oh, sorry. Had you guys gone there early on and got the curse, then it obviously would have been much more difficult. But at your level, it's obviously easier to deal with.
Yeah. Thank you. My hand feels better.
Yeah, but it immediately returns to normal.
Or abnormal in the case of a conglomerate.
Normal enough.
All right, so you cure the curse. So what's next on the agenda?
Man.
We have to go to the
Well,
steps, right?
Yes. Did you find the items that you were looking for among the bones, Judge?
I did. I got a decent amount of horn, tooth, and bone to add value and unique magical enchantment to accentuate this exquisitely and well-made chest. I do definitely need to be taking this to Vulcan, and that will be something to occur a bit later, perhaps on our way to the steeps or after we come back from the steeps. We have to head back there anyway for Friday, so that would be a good time.
Very well. Well, if Andarcy and Conglomerate, has your curiosity has been satisfied, or is there anything in the area you still need to do?
I mean, we haven't really figured out what's going on with the whales, so we'll have to go back there at some point. But for now, it's fine. I don't think it's gonna change anytime soon.
Well, in that case, perhaps it is time to go to the steeps. So I propose we fly there, rest for an hour, and then investigate the caves.
All right.
Actually, allow me an hour first before we go.
Okay. Advance another hour. What are you doing during that hour?
So I'm going to go ahead and wild shape into the Quetzalcoatlus. I'm just going to go ahead and loiter suspiciously.
Okay.
After an hour. Okay, so after an hour, I do believe I am prepared to travel now. So if everybody wishes to get on board.
Yep.
All right.
Up and on.
Judge will Judge will take out a rope and start tying the harness and get it on.
Okay. So yeah, with the harness that you've done before, combined with the experience that Cyclonin has, you do not need to make a roll. So go have at it whenever you're ready.
Okay. 6, 7, 8. So this is the first hour.
All right.
And 9, 10. So we'll land here.
All right. I'll go ahead and advance. Let's do 20 minutes to be safe and get you to the steeps. All right. So as I'm loading the map, I have a question for everybody. We did start late. Do you want to go an extra half an hour, or do you want to call it now?
I'm fine with
I have
that.
no problems going a half hour.
I might need to call it here since I work pretty early in the morning tomorrow.
Okay.
But you
That's
guys
fine.
can
We'll
keep
go ahead and call
going.
it then. So
Okay.
when we come tomorrow, sorry, next weekend, you'll be at the steeps. It'll be 9:20 in the morning, and you guys can start exploring. So,
All right. So the one thing I do want to do is it's related to resting before this is when we land, I think I'm going to turn into an earth elemental and then take an hour break.
all right. So I'll advance. I should advance to 10:30 just to make it a round number.
Yeah, you'll have to put vision on that earth elemental token.
Okay. All right. So we'll leave that alone. I'll go and pause it.